Hello and welcome to this blockchain course by Mindmajix. In today's digital economy, trust, transparency, and decentralization are more important than ever, and that's exactly what blockchain technology delivers. Blockchain is a revolutionary system that allow secure, transparent, and tamper-proof transactions. From powering cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum to transforming industries like finance, supply chain, and healthcare, blockchain is at the center of a global tech shift. In this course, we will start from the fundamentals of blockchain and move into cryptography, consensus mechanism, Ethereum development, Solidity, Web3 integrations, and more. According to the Gartner, the business value generated by the blockchain will exceed $3.1 trillion by 2030. In India, roles like blockchain developer, smart contract engineer, and Web3 architect offer salaries ranging from 6 to 25 lakh rupees per annum depending on your experience and project exposure. And if you want to learn paid blockchain course with certification, then check out our course where we will cover latest industry curriculum, hands-on projects, labs, mock interviews, and more. Before moving ahead, I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any tutorials and courses from us. So let's get started and explore the world of blockchain technology.
So basically, we are using the orthodox or very old methods of banking system or database system. And so first, we just need to know why we need to know about the blockchain. Then after we will discuss about what is blockchain, or after that we will discuss about how blockchain works and what are the properties and etc etc. So before what it is, the blockchain, we will discuss about first we should know about why we should learn about the blockchain. The most important question we are going to discuss is why we need to learn about blockchain and why everyone is talking about blockchain, why this topic is hyped, why so many definitions are in the market, and why so much people are talking about the blockchain, how it works, and etc etc blah blah. So basically, we are using the orthodox old methods of banking system. As we know, the banking system or the financial system or the database system, they're very complex, slow, easy to hackable, costly, and many more problems are there. Yeah. So, so first, if we talk about the banking system database, they are very slow. So let's take example. So if we gonna deposit or withdraw money from the bank, if you go to the bank and say, let me withdraw the money, they they give us the form. We fill the form, and they take time and they charge some amount of money to withdraw or deposit. They take time, and sometimes we have to stand on the queue, or we have to wait, or sometimes the link are failed, and etc. There are multiple problems are there in banking system or any other database system. Like if we use Google Cloud, they are they're fast, but sometimes internet is not working, sometimes Google's down, sometimes it's not safe, sometimes it's easy to and hackable. So there are many problems in orthodox methods of database systems. You get it? The orthodox method of database system we are using from 19th century. So actually, the most important thing, this is very fast. The most important thing, this is very fast. Actually, this is very fast. Banks are not open 24 by 7. As we know, banks are not open 24 by 7. It's only open 12 hour or 8 hour or something. They are not worked on weekends. But the blockchain is can be used on weekends and 24 by 7. We can use 24 by 7 or on weekends or any time. If you want, we can use blockchain in any time. So let's take example, like if you want to send money to the different country, so you have to wait for the banking system to open next day, and you have to go to the banks, and there are multiple problems of international transactions. There are highly charged or highly interest rate. They're very complex, very tough to send or deposit money internationally. So actually, there are so much perks of using blockchain. We can use in the on the Sundays, on the Saturdays. We can use 24 by 7, and there are so much perks about blockchains. we're going to discuss about next some slides how it works and etc etc. So now coming to the topic, what is blockchain? So there are different definitions are in the internet or in the any blog or in YouTube channels. So this is like just like a database, unlike Google database or any other database. Yeah, it's simple. We call it a decentralized database. So actually, blockchain are different types. We are going to discuss the types of blockchain in next slides or next some slides. So now basically there are too much definition going around, but in my language, this is a database can run by or used by or host by anyone, unlike normal or orthodox or centralized database. Like, let's take example. So we use Google database. The database of Google is centralized. It means is situated in one country or one place. So they are the users of Google or their database can be stored in that database, or it is a lengthy process, it is a costly process. So Google have to invest a lot of money to make the database. So as we know that we are using now the centralized database like Google Cloud or many more, which can only accessible by Google. Yeah. So if we want insert anything in database, Google Cloud or any other database, we just need to upload anything on database. So if we want to hack or something the Google Cloud, it can happen. It can happen. The hackers can hack into their database. The hack and some any person can burn the database. So it is centralized. It has some cons. Like centralized things are like, if database burned, how can we revert back the data from the bond database? So there are many problems in centralized database. So but in blockchain anyone can access or see but can't change the data or manipulate the data. So actually the basic definition is like, in blockchain anyone can insert the data. Yeah, anyone insert the data, or anyone can, so basically anyone can insert the data or anyone can validate the data. So the data is wrong or right, but can't change the data. No one can change the data. Yeah. So like now next slide. Yeah. So how does blockchain work? So actually blockchain does not store any of its information in a central location. Instead, the blockchain is copied and spread across the network of computers, like nodes of computer, as we discussed before. Whenever a new block is added to the blockchain, every computer on the network updates its blockchain to reflect the change. So this is like very complex thing. So now takes example, like banking system is using its employees to insert, change or manipulate the data or transactions of rupees of data. They paid them. So actually banking system hired some employees to transact, so to insert the data into their database of transactions of rupees. You get it? So what we are transact in normal life, we are sending another person the money or we are deposit the money. So entire data is inserted or manipulated by the employees of banking system. You get it? Everything is inserted by the employees of banking system, which are paid employees. They paid them the database. Banks are sorry. Yeah. So actually, the banks are paid the employees to insert the data or manage the data. So the database of banking system are centralized, as we already know. Now, common to the blockchain. In blockchain, everyone can insert or validate the data, and the blockchain community paid them in the form of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum. So actually, there is a very simple thing. So the banking system database is managed by the employees of any banks. The blockchain database is managed by everyone. Can be managed by everyone. If you want to transact the data or insert the data into the blockchain. If you want to contribute the blockchain system, you can buy your computers, and the blockchain community paid you for the inserting the data. So actually it can be done by anyone, or it can be done anywhere or anytime. So it is very simple. Like, there are many nodes or computers in entire world which are supporting the Bitcoin blockchain, and the Bitcoin community is paying the validator or miner. The insert in the person who insert the data are called miners. You heard about the mining thing. So actually mining is the process in which the person is inserting the data of any transactions or any valid transactions into the blockchain, and the Bitcoin community is paying them the reward of inserting the data. So it's like the banking system, but the banking system are centralized, are a job, proper job. But in the blockchain system, the inserting data are like freelancing. If you want to do, or if you don't want to do anything, if you want to do in the nights, you can do. If you want to do in gap, like if you want to do tomorrow, then after you don't want to do, then after you want to do. So it can be in the do by alternate or something. It is very random. So actually it is very simple insertion of data. There are very complex equations are present in the validation or inserting or mining the data. So like these mining process are very complex and very costly. So this is the method of blockchain working system. Like if you want to validate or inserting the data into the blockchain, you can, and the blockchain community paid you, so, or will pay you for the insertion of anything in the blockchain. So next, our next topic. So I thought you get it. I hope you get it. So next slide will be the properties. Yeah, the properties. So let's discuss the properties of the blockchain system. So there are these properties, like the best thing about the blockchain. These are the aura of the blockchain. These are the characteristics of the blockchain. Very energetic thing of the blockchain. Like let's talk about the immutability. Immutability is like, it means if you once insert the data into the blockchain, we can't change or delete the data again. You get it? So let's take example like you are the validator or node or a miner of any blockchain. Any blockchain, you are a validator or miner of any blockchain. So you just take the data, insert the data, and validate the data. The blockchain takes your data and insert it in the blockchain. After that, you can't change the data. It's immutable. The entire blockchain community can't change the data. So the owner of blockchain can't change the data. So as you know, you can't. So this is very interesting thing. Like we can't change data, the owner can't change the data. So it is immutable. So actually, the first process of the immutability is like the verified transactions are can be inserted. So if the data is fraud or anyone is frauding the blockchain, it can be inserted. This is the characteristics of the blockchain. So if we want to insert any data into the blockchain, they verified us, then they insert. After that, no one can change the data. So this is the immutability. This is called the immutability. Now takes on the distributed ledgers. So this is the type of blockchain or type of database which lets make everyone his own database. So whoever using the blockchain, everyone have their own copy of the entire data of our database. So let's take example like if you decide to contribute or insert data into the blockchain, if you want to be an employee of blockchain, you have to download the entire distributed ledger. or entire blockchain. So cool down. They are not too much memory. So you can download the entire database. So it can. So basically, blockchain is a type of technology which is like, if you want to insert any data, you have to download the entire blockchain and etc etc. There are multiple process in this thing. So if you want to mine or something, you have to be distributed ledgers owner. So this is very complex. We will discuss this in next next topics or something, next class. So this is just introduction of blockchain. So we are gonna just stick to the definitions. So next topic is my next line is decentralized. So as we discussed earlier that we are using the orthodox method of Google Cloud or banking system. These are the centralized database system. The database are situated in one place, and and the and the everyone can anyone can hack or burn or manipulate. But blockchain are decentralized, as we know. Distributed, decentralized, these are the same thing. Decentralized means everyone have their own blockchain copy of blockchain of database. So you know na, that so whoever using the blockchain, that person have their own copy of entire database, entire data. So decentralized means like there is no one place situated database like we all using in these days, like say Google Cloud or something. So decentralized meaning is the like everyone have their own database, copy of database. So let's move on to the next topic. Decentralized meaning are very complex, so we can't understand. This is just an introduction of blockchain. So we will discuss in next days or coming days. So now come on to the faster settlement. So basically, it is the faster settlement meaning the transactions are very fast, as we discussed. Transactions are very fast. This is like very fast. So if you want to send to your friend the Bitcoin, yeah. So you have to just copy his address to your exchange or wallet and just tap, and it's happened. It is very simple. You just have to copy their address in your wallet or exchange. We will discuss the what are the exchange and wallets are on the next incoming days. So now let's stick to the faster settlement. The faster settlement means this is very simple and fast transactions, very immutable things like. So there is no mutability, and the immutability is the reason of faster settlement. There is no terms and conditions, just smart contracts are the reason of faster settlement. The predefined programs are there, smart contracts are there. We will discuss the smart contracts on next some slides, sorry, next some classes. So now the faster settlement is like very fast. You can send in 2 or 5 seconds. Just copy paste the address, and it will send the money. Now enhanced securities. So actually, the enhanced security means like security is very high. So the more the people using the blockchain, the more it will get secured. So it is like the 51% attack system. We will discuss in next coming classes what are the 51% attacking things and what are the things which secure the blockchain. So now just stick on the definition, like security is the main reason of using the blockchain, or we will use the blockchain. So banking system have their own security system, but they are not too much, or they are not full secured things. They are dependent on any person or any organization which will secure the entire banking database or system. But in blockchain, everyone have their own personal copies of data or database, so it is very secure. If one person want to change the data, everyone notified, everyone have their everyone gets the notification someone is changing the data. So it is secured. So let's talk about the consensus. So consensus is the main reason of security. Consensus is like, if anyone want to change, or anyone is changing the data, everyone which are including in the blockchain have get the notification of someone is changing the data. Let's verify things and then change the data. So it is very secure. Consensus meaning is like changing of data, or inserting of data is like everyone have to verified their same data before the insertion. So whoever using the blockchain, in the blockchain system, whoever are the using the blockchain, have to verified that transactions to be insertions. So if you want to insert any data into the blockchain, you have to ask every person to verify that transaction. Then after it consents to insert the data. You get it? So consensus is the main region of security. We will discuss about different types of security. There are too much other security system in the blockchain. We will discuss in the next some slides. So now come into the evolution of blockchain. Yeah. So actually there are many theories about the evolution of blockchain. Actually, in 1991, the blockchain first we used the term by Stuart Howard and Scott Stornetta. The first work on the first blockchain, which will was the origin of the blockchain. And then in 2008-9, the Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, used the blockchain as the technology behind the Bitcoin. So first usage of the blockchain was the Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin, it is the Bitcoin itself, the blockchain technology. So the cryptocurrency name of the Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and the blockchain name of the Bitcoin is also the Bitcoin. So it is the same name. So Satoshi Nakamoto was the person who hyped the term blockchain. As you see in the screen, the first blockchain name used by the Stuart Haber and Scott Staneta. Then after in 2008-9, the Satoshi Nakamoto released the Bitcoin wallpaper. Then white paper. Sorry, white. Do you know? Do you know the white? What is the white paper? It is actually the full introduction of any cryptocurrency. So if you want to know about anything about blockchain or any other cryptocurrency, you have to visit his websites, or their websites, and then search for the blockchain. Sorry, search for the white paper. Then after you can know the how the its characteristics, how its evolution, how its technology works, and etc etc. So let's move. So now, in 2009, the Satoshi Nakamoto releases the Bitcoin white paper. Then, after in 2010, the first Bitcoin purchase 10,000 BTC takes places. After that, in 2012, transactions are happened. 2013, Bitcoin marketplace surpassed 1 billion. So its market value was 1 billion in 2013. Vitalik Buterin released Ethereum white paper. So actually, who is the Vitalik Buterin? So Vitalik Buterin is the computer science software engineer. He is the co-owner of Ethereum blockchain, or Ethereum cryptocurrency. You heard about the Ethereum. Ethereum is the second biggest or second cryptocurrency or second blockchain created by Vitalik Buterin. It is the most used blockchain by anyone. It is the most used technology in blockchain community. This is like a company. Ethereum is like very much. Ethereum is like very interesting topics to learn. We will discuss about Ethereum in next some classes. So now come to the 2012. The forms. Sorry, Ethereum blockchain is funded by Crowdsale. Crowdsale are very hyped these days. 2015 Ethereum Genesis block created. Genesis block means the first block of any blockchain. The first data inserted into the blockchain, and the first block created called as the Genesis block. Linux Founders unveils HyperLedger to enhance blockchain development. HyperLedger is the also the open source system, open source technology which used by different types of organization to make the blockchain environment or cryptocurrency environment, etc. Now to come into the 2016 bug in Ethereum DAO code exploited an attack. Ethereum attacked in 2016, and there are so many evolution happened in different times. So the first used of the blockchain was 1991 or 2008 or something. 1991, the first term blockchain used. 2008, the Satoshi Nakamoto, the dummy name or real name, we don't know, created the Bitcoin white paper, and so on. We are now here. So Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, was the reason of growing blockchain very fast. In 2008, the Nakamoto first created the Bitcoin. Then after the blockchain used. Now coming to the types of blockchain. So basically, there are six type, four type, and etc. But in my opinion, there are three types of blockchain. The first is public blockchain, then after it is private and consortium blockchain. So public blockchain is like anyone can use or run a node. Like if we use the Bitcoin, anyone can verify mined, or anyone want to verify or mining, or anyone can use the Bitcoin. This is the like public blockchain. Anyone can access the data, anyone can see the data. There is no terms and condition. Just like you go to the internet, you search the proper the address, and it shows the address owner or something. Like public blockchain are the anonymous or pseudonymous. It can open, read, and write by all participants. As we know, public are the accessible for all. Basically, it's accessible for all. Now coming to the private blockchain. Private blockchain are like in this type of blockchain, the access is under the permission of any organization. So it is like a blockchain which can be used by anyone, but in under the terms of any organization. So private blockchain are owned by some organization. They can permission to access or they cannot. So it is very simple. Now coming to the consortium blockchain. So unlike the private blockchain, this is some like a private blockchain, but instead of one organization, here are multiple organization have their multiple mutual permission to the access. So it is the same like the private blockchain, but there are multiple organizations who are working together, and they are the blockchain is owned by all the other organizations. So basically it is the introduction, so we will discussed in next some classes. So now it's just like there are three types of blockchain: public, private, and consortium. As we know, the public blockchain is accessible by anyone. Private blockchain are accessible by anyone, but in under the terms, if the blockchain community or blockchain company wants to access anyone, then after it can be accessed. So and it is the under the terms of private blockchain. And consortium blockchain is more like the multiple organization working together, and there are permission is required, right, and participate in confirming the transaction. The first slide we will talk about anonymity and the pseudonymity. So the first thing I want to say that banking system and cryptocurrencies are the main. The financial system works on these two things. So first we will talk about the banking system. So in a bank, if we want to open an account or banking account, so we have to go to the bank. They ask for our name and then address and something. Then if we want to deposit money or send money to the other people, so they ask for our name and account address or account number, and they ask for our address and etc, mobile number, or various things they ask for. So actually, the banking system are the there are no anonymity in banking system. Many people say there are no anonymity in banking system. So actually, here is the thing: like banks or government knows our account details, how much money we stored in account, and this is the problem. But there are some pros in banking system, like nobody can except a government, nobody can track our money, or nobody can see our account details except a bank or government. So this is the point. Then come to the cryptocurrencies. So basically, as we see in banking system, here is the number. So our accounts, every account has a different type of bank's number. So this is the integer number. Every bank account has a different numbers. So if you want to deposit or withdraw money, so we have to fill the form with the names and the bank account number or address or phone or etc. But in cryptocurrencies, every you can say every person or every wallet have a different contract address. This is the contract address of a random wallet address. So in banking system we use account for the deposit or withdraw money. In cryptocurrency we use wallet for the withdraw or send money or different things. We use cryptocurrency wallet. So every cryptocurrency wallet have a address. So actually, we can say this is the same as the account number, but in account number there are integers. Integers. Anyone can guess this integers. So that will become easy for hacking or something. But in cryptocurrencies, wallet address are made of hexadecimal number. You can see this hexadecimal number. These are the hexadecimal number. So every account have the hexadecimal number which are random. So if you want to open a different account, you can open a different account. You can open multiple accounts. Even you can open lakhs or millions of accounts. Okay, so every account have their different hexadecimal number or wallet address. Every account have the wallet address. There is no name or there is no address need for the transactions or sending or deposit things in cryptocurrency. So basically, banking have the pros, like normal people can't see your account details or etc, but the government have the power to check your account details, or banking system can check your account details, manipulate the account details. But in cryptocurrencies, here is the thing. In cryptocurrencies, everyone can see your account details. Everyone can see your account details. Not the money amount, but everyone can track your wallet, but can't change, can't hack, just see your account. So in cryptocurrency, there is a thing. In entire world, no one can manipulate your account, hack your account, or anything. But in bank, the government and politicians or banking system can hack your account, can manipulate your account, can withdraw money from the account. But in cryptocurrency, no one can. Even the Bitcoin community or Bitcoin owner can't withdraw money from your address or wallet address. So this is the biggest pros of the cryptocurrency. This is called the anonymity. Then we will talk about why everyone can track your wallet. So basically, the blockchain is a type of technology. In this technology, everyone can track or everyone can see the how transactions work, how much Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies are transacting this time. Everyone can see, but can't involve on those transactions. So these transactions are only happening only between the two peoples. No one can involve, or no one can manipulate, or no one can do anything. So this is like the biggest pros of the cryptocurrencies. Everyone can track, but no one can withdraw money from your cryptocurrencies. So basically, this is the difference between banking system and cryptocurrencies. The banking system have the name, address, and phone numbers, and they ask for your valid proof or something. But in cryptocurrency, you just open a wallet, just register your wallet. They give you the wallet address, and just that's it. You just have a hexadecimal wallet address, and if you want to send money, you just ask for the wallet, and then they give you the wallet address. You just fill the wallet address and then send cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. This is a simple process. But in the banking system, there are lengthy process. So basically, anonymity and pseudonymity, we will not talk about that much complex words. We just talk about that the cryptocurrencies have the best thing, like no one can withdraw or track or something. But in banking system, everyone can sorry, in banking system, government or banks can track your money or see your money. If your money is out of the range of the income tax, so you have to pay that income tax. But in cryptocurrency, no one can track your account. No one can track your account. Everyone can see your account details on the blockchain community, but no one can track or do something, because there is no name or anything on your address, so no one can track. If you want to track anyone, you just give your wallet address, and then anyone can track. But if anyone don't know about your address, so they can't, because there is no name or there is no address on your cryptocurrency's wallet. So this is the thing we are facing in banking system. This is the thing this is the problem we are facing in banking system. But in the cryptocurrencies, there is no name or address in the wallet address. It's just hexadecimal number of every wallet address, and that's it. So we will talk about how these hexadecimal number created or anything in next slides or next classes. So moving on to the next slide. So programmable money. So what is the programmable money? So actually, it means that cryptocurrency is made of codes like different types of programming language. How? So basically, I will tell you about how cryptocurrency is made of any programming or codes in a example. So taking you on the screen. So basically, this is the code of any cryptocurrency. So basically, we will talk about how it's called the programming language. This is the Solidity programming language used in Ethereum blockchain. So I'm just saying you just I'm copying. Sorry, I'm copying this. We will use the Remix Ethereum ID, which is the online ID for cryptocurrencies. This is the code of a programming, sorry, cryptocurrencies. Like I will tell you. So yeah, the cryptocurrency's name we can do. Sorry, everyone can launch their own cryptocurrencies. So this is the name, and if you want to change your name, so basically I'm changing the name of any token, like Bharat token. So, and if you want to Bitcoin has the symbol like BTC. So if you want to do any symbol or take any symbol, so you can, so you just have to take any symbol. So I will take the BT symbol and decimals points. So we will talk about later what is decimal points. And this is the total supply. So basically, total supply is like how much token you want to create. So there are two types of cryptocurrencies in the market. There is one limited tokens, and the one is and another one is mintable token. So in limited token, there are limited amount of token you can create. So when you are going to create any token, so you just have to tell to the ID, this is the amount I want to create. But in the mintable token, the need of token is depends on you. If you want to create another token, you can create anyway. But in the limited token, whenever the token is created, there is a limit. So basically, the name of the token is Bharat token, and the symbol is BT. So we just now to have to create. This is not working actually. So I'm compiling. Wait a second. So we will talk about the name and the symbol. So I'm doing just compiling this. So we have to set through the compiler. So we are using Pragma Solidity 0.50. So we just have to change the compiler version. Wait a second. Yeah, it's compiled. Now coming to the deployment. So we are using injector Web3, the MetaMask. And this is the account we were using, Ethereum address. So now we are using the Coven network. Coven is a test network. So I will see. We will talk about these things the next no next and coming classes. So we are using Coven test network. These are the test network: Gorilli, Rinkibai, Coven, Ropestone, and Ethereum mainnet is the main net. So we will talk about later. So we are using the injected Web3 Coven test network deployment. They will ask for the gas money. We will also talk about in next upcoming classes what is the gas money and etc. So this confirm, and yeah, they launch our cryptocurrencies. This is signed. Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, come to the ether scan. Yeah, come to the contract. We have to verify and then publish. So single file MIT license. No, we have to use the 0.50 the compiler version, and then I have to choose the MIT license. Continue. Yep. And then I have to copy entire code. So basically, the code of cryptocurrency in Ethereum they called a smart contract. So we just have to copy and paste the smart contracts here. I'm not the robot tech and verify and publish. It will take time. Yeah, it's Bitcoin AVR contract address. So they just compiled or verified our contract or cryptocurrency. So basically, we created the cryptocurrencies. This is the source code, compiler output, and we just have to go to the address. So basically, see the token name is Bharat token. We'll just launch the token, and the contract name is demo token. So I just named the contract is like demo token, and the token name is Bharat token. This is the contract address, and then this is the code we used, also called as the smart contract, the contract ABI creation code, and different things we will talk about later how these things works and etc. I just showed you that how the cryptocurrency is called as the programmable money. So basically come to the this slide. So I just showed you the how programmable money is like. The Bitcoin codes are the similar code. You also can create the on your own cryptocurrencies. So now turn to the next slide. Yeah, what is inside a block? So before talk about the blockchain or blocks, we just have to talk about what are the blocks thing. So actually in blockchain there are chain of blocks. So every blocks have there are some components like block one header. The header actually the header is also called the nonce. Nonce are the unique number which can't repetitive. Actually it's the you can say it is the unique creation number of any block. So this is the different types of there are some integer number like 0 1 2 3. This is the nonce number. Actually this is the first thing in a block. So the nonce and then the hash of a block header. So we will talk about later what is hash. In here we just have to stick on the hash, and the hash of block 0. So basically this is called the hash of a previous block, and then it's a hash of their own transactions, then is the block 1 transaction. So basically it is the transactions between two peoples, that you can say this is the data stored in the block. So this is the block 1. In next block, the nonce, then the previous block's address or hash, then their own hash, and the transaction. So every block have their previous hash function, or you can say previous wallet address, or previous block address, you can say. So this is the chain. This is the chain. Every blocks are connected with the hacks function. So we will talk about these things in next slide. Actually, yeah, no, in actually, this is the slide we are talking about. So in a Merkle, what is hash function and Merkle tree? So actually, a Merkle tree stores all the transactions in a block by producing a digital fingerprint of the entire set of transactions, called as hash. So actually the Merkle tree is a type of data structure which used hash function to encrypt a block. Encryption means like a lock of a block. So I just said you that every block have a different hash function. Every transactions have a different hash function. Every wallet have a different hash function. So blockchain use the Merkle tree because the Merkle tree creates the hash of every previous block and then every transaction. So basically, you can say that hash is a type of function. It's actually a hexadecimal number. So basically, this is the hash function. These are the hexadecimal number. So every block, the previous block hexadecimal number, you can say hash, and every block. So this is the slide we are talking about. Every block have their header, also called as nonce, and every block have their the previous block address or previous block hash. Hash are the hexadecimal unique number, hexadecimal unique number. And every block have their own transactions hash, and then the transactions, the data. The data, like Bitcoin is transacting between two peoples, the data are stored in the hash. So we just have to talk about this block 2 header. Like block 2 header have a nonce, unique number. Then the hash of block 1 header, it means the hash of this block, this block, this block in the block 2, and the hash of this block, and then the data, all the data. So every block have the previous block hash function and their own hash function and the data. So basically every blocks are connected with the hash function, previous hash function. So this is the thing we are talking about. We will also explain, I will explain this thing in the next classes. So we just see the what are the things inside a block. So I'm just repeating things, like every block have a nonce, previous block hash function or hash address, their own hash, and the data. The four things in a block. The datas are very long. So actually hundreds of thousands of people are transacting Bitcoin in a second or minute. So in a block there are hundreds of thousands of transactions are stored in a block. So this is how the blocks are connected and what are the things in the block. So moving on to the next slide. So basically issue with the current banking system. So there are different types of problems we're facing in current banking system, like there is no privacy, the cash problems, government interruptions, political pressure, holidays or weekends. There are tons of holidays and weekends in India. Not open 24 by 7, lengthy process, bankruptcy, high interest rate, loan issue, link fail issue, fraud or hacking problems. So we will talk these topics or these points in explainable way. So first point is no privacy. So how no privacy? Like if you earn a ton of money, government filed tax on that money. So there is very much problems on the money income tax and different things. So if you're earning a good amount of money, government is tracking you, so there is no privacy between government and people. So next, turn on to the cash. So cash is the thing, like cash is the problem, like cash can burnable, these cash are burnable, they can lost and different things. So problem with this banking system, government interruptions, like banking system are facing these days big problems, like they privatize the banking system, so big government interruptions are coming. So these are the problems the banking system facing, like government interruptions, like government are privatizing the bank, they announce the different type of taxes and different thing, political pressure, like some political party tries to manipulate the banking system. So there are lots of problems facing the banking system by the political and the government interruptions. So there are tons of holidays in India, and the weekends. So Saturday, Sunday off, and the weekends. Sorry, holidays are off. So this is the main. This is the top point problems facing the banking system, and then not open 24/7. So this is the problem we are facing. Like we can't operate banking system, we can't deposit or send money anyone 24/7. So this is the biggest problem, the lengthy process. If you want to go to the bank, deposit the money or sending another person, so there are lots of lengthy process are involving. Then bankruptcy are the biggest problem these days. Some banks are announced they are bankrupt, and lots of money of lots of people are just bankrupt. So these are the problem. High interest rate of loans or EMIs. There are different type of interest rate charged by the banking system. Then come on to the loan issues. And if you want to take a loan, you have to hold a job or something. So the big problems in loan. Link fail issue. So this is a small problem, like when sometimes you go to the bank and they say link is failed and etc. So this is the biggest problem of banking system: loan issue, link fail issue, bankruptcy. Then come on to the fraud or hacking problem. So basically fraud, there are lots of frauds are ongoing these days, and hackings problems, like someone hacks the bank database and different things. So in next slide we will talk about how bitcoin solve these issues. So like bitcoin is the digital currency. You already know digital currency is like it's on the internet. It's just on the internet. There is no between, and there is no another person between these things. It's just on the internet, and no one can down it's the bitcoin or blockchain. So these are the points we will talk about. So it's open 24/7. So basically 24/7 means you can send anyone anytime anywhere if the internet works. So this is the thing, the bitcoin have the biggest pros. You can use bitcoin or blockchain 24/7, anyone, anywhere, or anytime. This is the three thing you have to stick in your mind. You can say 24/7. So now I'm coming to the open every day on weekends also. So there is no shut or ending or different types of holiday. There is no, you can you can transact any time that bitcoin. There is no breaking point or something. So there is no bankrupt problems, there is no banking system, there is no. So let's talk about a thing. So if you want to create a blockchain, you just upload onto the blocks. So if you want to create a cryptocurrencies like bitcoin, so you just have to you just created the bitcoin and you upload it on the blockchain. So after uploading onto the blockchain, you have no right onto the on the blockchain, because blockchain is the thing. This is the peer to peer thing. Like blockchain is a thing, no one can owned by it. So there are three types of blockchain we already talked, and the public type of blockchain can't owned by any company or something, so impossible to hack. So as we also discussed, the name is the cryptocurrency. So it's the encrypted by hash function, different types of algorithm like consensus and different things. So this is the impossible to hack. We will also talk about in the next classes or something how it's impossible to hack. Then coming to the impossible to track. Yeah, everyone can see the hash function but can't suggest what's the name of the owner wallet or something. No one can track bitcoin or something. So no link fail issue. If your internet is down, then there is a problem, but if you walking in good internet or then there is no link fail issue. Bitcoin is working 24 by 7 365 days. No one can shut it down. Yeah, this is the biggest thing. Even the owner can't shut it down. So blockchain is a thing no one can shut it down, because in entire world there are different types of miners or verifier sitting working on the blockchain on the same block. If one person shut the blockchain, another person also doing the same thing. So no one can shut it down. No cash issue. This is the digital money. Very simple transaction. You just have to put the someone's address in your wallet and just send. This is the simple way of sending money or deposit money. Everyone can take loans. Yeah, this is the thing we are talking about. So I'm just moving on to the screen. So I'm just opening a website. Like, this is the new thing coming into the market, like the DeFi technology. So basically, DeFi is like decentralized finance technology. So Compound is a type of website. They provide us the loan. Yeah, they provide us the loan of any cryptocurrencies. You can take Bitcoin, Ethereum, and different types of cryptocurrencies as a loan. So basically, in cryptocurrencies, you can also take the loan. So I just showed you the compound, and there are different types of websites. They provide the loan and collateral things and different things. So next, moving on to the next slide, we talked about the hash function and Merkle tree. Yeah, the component of a blockchain system. There are the things that are the function of the blockchain system, like node. So we talked about the node. What is the node? Node is the user or computer within the blockchain. So node is like verifier or miner of a computer. So if you want to verify, or if you want to mine the bitcoin or something, you have to open your computer and enter into the blockchain system, and you are called the node. Moving into the transaction system. So transaction is the smallest building block of blockchain system. Transactions are the data which is created by the two person. So basically, I just transact money or I just send bitcoin to the another person. The process is called the transaction. This is simple things, and these transactions are recorded into the block, and the blocks are connected in the blockchain. So this is basically it's the transactions data. So moving on to the third point, block. Data structure used for keeping a set of transaction that is distributed to all nodes in the node. So block is the, we just talked, the block is the type of a data structure structured into the chains and consists of nonce, hash function, and the previous hash blocks and the transactions data. So basically, blocks are the main component of the blockchain. Then coming to the chain, chain is like blocks are connected. A sequence of blocks in a specific order. Yeah, connected blocks are connected, and the call is blockchain. Miners are the person or node or computer which are verifying the Bitcoin transactions. So I just I'm just talk. I will tell you the what are the miners are. So you just send to the, let's talk about there is one person Ram and there is second person Sam. So Ram sends the Bitcoin to the Sam, and in between there are miners who verified their transactions if the transaction is valid or not. And the blockchain system gives some rewards to the miners. So the miners are basically you call the verification masters or verification officers between the true transactions people. So if you want to send to the different type of different peoples, the miners are sitting in between and they verified the process. And then come to the consensus. This is the set of rules and arrangements to carry out blockchain operations. So basically consensus is the algorithm which are used for the transactions stored into the blocks. So we will talk about consensus in different class next classes or another classes. So consensus, you just have to see that consensus is an algorithm which are used for stored transactions data in the blockchain. So this is the thing. Now come on to the questions and answers. So basically questions are like, what do you mean? These are the question many people ask in the interview and different times. So I just stick to these are the questions. So what do you mean by blocks in a blockchain technology? So blockchain is a distributed database of immutable record called blocks, which are secured using cryptography. Yeah, the blocks are secured by cryptography like Merkle tree, hacks, function. These are the cryptography we use to secure the blocks. Like previous to do the block. Yeah, there are previous has transaction details, nonce, and target hash value. We just talked. There are different types of things in a block like hacks. Previous has transactions details and nonce header, and the target hash value. The block is like a record of the transaction. Each time a block is verified, it gets recorded in the chronological order in the main blockchain. When the data is recorded, it cannot be modified. This is the biggest pros of any blockchain. We talked about this, like once the data is recorded, it cannot be modified, changed, or delete. This is the main pros of the any blockchain. Next, moving on to the next question: what is the cryptography? What is its role in blockchain? So blockchain uses cryptography to secure users. So basically cryptography is the type of a lock which are used to lock the blocks or chain the block. So basically it secured the block. We use hash function cryptography to uh, lock the blocks. So hash is the type of cryptography function which is used in blockchain. Moving on to the next, what are the different type of blockchain? Yeah, there are. We already talked. There are three types of blockchain: public, private, and consortium blockchain. Like public blockchain ledgers are visible to all the users on the internet, and any user can verify and add a block of transaction to the blockchain. Example: Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah. Private blockchain ledgers are visible to users on the internet, but only specific user in the organization can verify and add transaction. It is permission blockchain. Although the information is available in the publicly, the controllers of the information are within the organization and are predetermined. Example: block stake, the type of private blockchain. Then common to the consortium blockchain. The consensus process is controlled by only specific nodes. However, ledgers are visible to all participants in consortium blockchain. Example: Ripple. Ripple is a type of consortium blockchain, and Ripple is a type of cryptocurrency also, which worked on the XRP is the cryptocurrencies which worked on the Ripple blockchain. So we will talk about XRP on to the next some classes. Then come on to the what is a Genesis block. So the Genesis block, yeah, Genesis block is the first block of the blockchain. Whenever the Bitcoin created, the first block of that blockchain is called the Genesis block. So block 0 is called the Genesis block. The born baby, you can say born blockchain, first blocks. So these are the questions which are created in interview or something. So next into the Merkle tree. Yeah, Merkle tree is a type of data structure is used for verifying a block. It is in the form of binary tree containing cryptographic hashes of each block. A Merkle tree is a structure similar to a binary tree, which each leaf node is hash of a block of a transaction data, and each non-leaf node is hash of each leaf node. So basically, Merkle tree creates the hash function and every block is connected to the hash function with the help of Merkle tree. So it's a type of data structure which use the hash function to change the block. So these are the question you can learn. So in next classes we will talk about the cryptography and consensus algorithm, types of blockchain, sites chains, other types of blockchain implementations, blockchain platform, and also we will learn about working of a blockchain. We will see the examples of working of a blockchain. We will see how blockchain work. So the next topic we will learn the cryptography. Cryptography is the technique of making protocols that prevent third parties from viewing private data. So these are the methods: encryption, decryption, and cipher. Encryption and decryption are used for encrypt the data before sending to the another person. So if you are sending any transaction to the another person, or if you are deposit or withdraw money cryptocurrency, then you have to use the encryption and decryption in blockchain technology. This is the best and the most secured method of any blockchain or any secured encryption and decryption things. So cryptocurrency is working on a technology called peer-to-peer network, as you already know. In this, we don't need any central services like banks. So as example, we are sending if we are sending money to the friends, you need to use the banking server, but in crypto there is no central services. As we already discussed that we don't need any central services to send any money to the another person in blockchain. But there are some concern in peer-to-peer network, like confidentiality, integrity, non-repudiation, authentication. So these are the problems facing in cryptocurrency or blockchain technology. So encryption solve this issue of anonymity and different types. So because of these problems, we use encryption and decryption and cipher. And there are different types of cryptography we use, like hashing, Merkle trees, and etc. etc. So encryption is like the lock of any data. You just secure a data or change in any hashing technology and then send to the another person. So this is basically encryption, and the another person use decryption to undecrypt that data. And the encryption decryption is done by the cipher method. Cipher is like change in data, encrypted data. So it's cipher is like it's encrypt the proper data and then send to the another person. So we will learn cryptography in next some classes in expanded way. So now just we move to the consensus algorithm. So we know that blockchain is decentralized or peer-to-peer network. There is no central authority present to validate and verify the transactions. Yet every transaction in this blockchain is considered to be the completely secure and verified. And this is because of the consensus algorithm. So these are the methods. A consensus algorithm is a procedure through which all the peers of the blockchain network reach a common agreement of data verification of a ledger. So basically, it's agreed to the data verification and then it's proceed. This is the method for use in the verification process. The consensus protocol consists of some specific objectives such as coming to agreement, collaboration, cooperation, equal rights to every node, yeah, equal rights to every node and to every computers and every miners, and mandatory participation of each node in the consensus process. So basically, consensus algorithm is a type of algorithm or type of method which work like so. Let's take an example. If you want to change or manipulate in the data or verify the data in a blockchain, basically you are a miner. Let's think you are a miner and you have to you want to change the data or insert any data. So you have to ask the entire blockchain community to verify that data whether it is right or wrong. Then you can insert that data. So these are the methods like proof of work, proof of stake, PBFT, proof of capacity, proof of bond, and proof of elapsed time are used in consensus algorithm. And the two methods we mostly use like proof of work and proof of stake. So basically, proof of work is that like this consensus algorithm is used to select a miner, a node, a miner or a node for the next block creation. Yeah, this consensus algorithm is used to select a miner for next block creation. So if you want to create next block, you have to use the proof of work technique. Bitcoin is working on that. Yeah, Bitcoin is also working on proof of work.
and there are lot of mathematical puzzles and equations are to be solved for the proof of block. So if you want to insert any data, you have to solve some mathematical equation by the big graphics and big processor, big computers. So these are the expensive way of mining process. The actually proof of work is also called as the mining process. So if you are a miner, you have to learn the proof of work. We will learn about proof of work in next in coming future, and then come into the proof of stake. So this is the alternative of proof of work. This is alternative. Ethereum is also worked on proof of stake. Previously, Ethereum is worked on proof of work, but it changed its method into the proof of stake because of proof of work is very expensive. You have to use big processor, expensive processor, and graphics card to be solved the big mathematical equations. Then in this, instead of investing in expensive hardware to solve a computer puzzle, validation validation methods are used in proof of stake. So you have to buy some Ethereum cryptocurrency and you have to stake that cryptocurrency in Ethereum blockchain, and then verification process proceeds. These are some not very complex things. That's why people are more tends to the use to proof of stake more than proof of work. So we will learn proof of stake and proof of work very technical or very example way in some classes. So now coming to the next slide, types of blockchain. So basically there are four different major types of blockchain technology, like public and private and hybrid and federated. So before before we are going to discuss types of blockchain, we have to know why do we need different types of blockchain. So before we do actually discuss on a blockchain, let's learn why do we need to them in the first place. Since when blockchain technology was introduced to the world, it was a public blockchain type with cryptocurrency use case. It is really hard to understand the intent of its creator, but in general, it's provided the concept of decentralized ledger technology. So distributed technology solves the drawback of centralization, but in itself brought a lot of other problems to solve when it comes to applying blockchain technology to different scenarios. For instance, Bitcoin used in inefficient consensus algorithm proof of work, as you already know. It is required the nodes to solve mathematical calculation using energy, very much energy. The proof of work used enormous amount of energy. Like you heard somewhere, like miners are used the energy very big amount. Initially, it was not a problem, but as soon as the difficulty increased, the proof of work difficulty or mathematical equation difficulty increased, the time and energy required to solve those mathematical equations also increased. This inefficiency makes it not suitable for any system that needs to stay efficient no matter what. For example, as you take example, banks are doing a lot of transactions in every day. So this blockchain type is not suitable for it. So to solve the said use case, private or federated blockchain come into existence. To solve these issue, private or federated blockchain come into the existence. Yeah. Private blockchains offer a completely private environment where the organization decides who participates in it. This is the main point. Private blockchain offer a completely private environment where the organization decides who participates in it. This allows them to take advantage of blockchain features without the need to make everything public. So these are the reasons we changed generate the private and consortium blockchain or hybrid blockchain or federated blockchain. So public blockchain is one of the different types of blockchain technology. A public blockchain is the permissionless distributed ledger technology where anyone can join and do transactions. And the Bitcoin was the first public blockchain which come into the in the world. Example of public blockchain like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Neo. And the advantage of a public blockchain, anyone can join the public blockchain. It brings trust among the whole community of users, betterment of public network. Public blockchain requires no intermediaries to work. Yeah. And what are the disadvantages? So they suffer from a lack of transaction speed. There are very Bitcoin. If you use the Bitcoin, it takes some more time compared to another private blockchain or different types of blockchain. So another problem is like scalability. They simple cannot scale due to the how they work. And so now come to the private blockchain. Private blockchain, one of the different types of blockchain technology. A private blockchain can be best defined as the blockchain that works in a restrictive environment, that is closed network. Private blockchain are like called as the closed network. So it is also a permission blockchain that is under the control of an entity. So private blockchain are amazing for us at a privately held company or organizations. So which basically it's used in internal use cases, like big companies are used in internal processes. So how it's different from public blockchain? It is different in the way it is accessed. Otherwise, it offers the same set of features as that of the public blockchain, providing transparency, trust, and security to the selected participants. This is the point you should focus on: selected participants. Another major difference is that it's kind of centralized, as only one authority looks over the network. This is the main disadvantage, you can say. So it doesn't have a decentralized theoretical nature. But as we call it, it's a blockchain as well as. So private blockchain examples are multi-chain, Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Sawtooth, Coda, and the advantages are private blockchain are fast, very fast. This is because there are few participants compared to the public blockchain. So public blockchain are very less costly or everyone using them. So private blockchain are not big users, so it is fast. So now come on to the consortium blockchain, or you can say hybrid blockchain. So it is the one of the different types of blockchain technology. A consortium blockchain is also known as the federated blockchain. It's a creative approach to solving organizations needs where there is need for the both public and private blockchain. So whenever we need the private blockchain and public blockchain together, we use consortium blockchain or federated blockchain. So to ensure proper functionality, the consortium has a validate node that can do two functions: validate transaction and also initiate or receive transactions. In compare, the member node can receive or initiate transactions. So advantages are like, so first we have to take the examples of a consortium blockchain like Marco Polo, Energy Wave Foundation, IVM Food Trust. These are the federated or consortium blockchain users. Advantages are it offers the customizability and control over the resources. Consortium blockchain are more secure and have better scalability compared to the private and public blockchain. So now coming to the hybrid blockchain. Hybrid blockchain is the one of the different types of blockchain technology. Hybrid blockchain is the last type of blockchain technology that we are going to discuss here. This is the last type of blockchain. So more so, hybrid blockchain might sound like a consortium blockchain, but it is not. However, there can be some similarities between them. Hybrid and federated. Hybrid blockchain is the best defined as combination of a private and a public blockchain. It has use cases in an organization that neither wants to deploy a private blockchain nor public blockchain, and simply wants to deploy both worlds best. So some examples are like Dragon Chain, Jingwing hybrid blockchain. Some more are like users of hybrid blockchain. So the uses of hybrid blockchain are in real estate, retail, and different types of sectors. So basically, public blockchain are the most secured blockchain you can use, and we will discuss in some classes about the Ethereum and different type of blockchain which use the private blockchain and public blockchain as well as. So now coming to the next slide, the side chain. And what is side chain? This is another type of blockchain. So actually, side chain allow cryptocurrencies to interact with one and another. So if you use the Bitcoin and if you want to change to the Ethereum, the sidechain are the most best method we can use to the changing process and different types. So it is the emerging mechanism that allow tokens and other digital assets from one blockchain to be securely used in separate blockchain, and then we will be moved back to the original blockchain if we need it. So actually, we will discuss what is the tokens and cryptocurrencies, differences between token and cryptocurrency. But now we will discuss how we can change the blockchain of a cryptocurrency or a token to the different blockchain. So actually, how does a sidechain work? A sidechain is a separate blockchain that is attached to its parent blockchain using a two-way pay. So a user on the parent chain first has to send their coins to an output address where the coins become locked. So the other is unable to spend them elsewhere. On the transaction has been completed, a confirmation is communicated across their chain followed by a waiting period for extra security. So the reverse happens being back from sidechain to the main chain. Federation is a group that serves an intermediate point between a main and side chain. Security are responsible for their own security. Sidechain are basically use its own method to secure purpose. There are different types of current side chains like RSK, sort of root stake we call, orders blockchain. Orders use the proof of stake consensus mechanism. The promise of sidechain is like the sidechain also cryptocurrencies to interact with one another. So basically, the main purpose of the sidechain is like it's allow cryptocurrencies to interact with one another. So if you want to change the blockchain of a cryptocurrency, you can use with the help of sidechain. These are the methods and these are the pro of sidechain. Now coming to the next slide, like blockchain implementation. So integrating blockchain into supply chain management, like these are the methods of like integrating blockchain with IoT, integrated blockchain with ERP. Governments use blockchain for more efficient service delivery, and healthcare organizations are using blockchain to improve their patients' sincerity. So basically, the fundamental uses of blockchain, you can say transactions only, but governments and different types of organization are focusing on the supply chain management also. So now come on to the actually there are lots of uses of blockchain implementation. How it's so integrated. These are the methods we will use the blockchain implementation like IoT, ERP, supply chain. We can use so blockchain implementation. I just talk about here like blockchain implementation for banks. Banks are complex institutions that have numerous arms or divisions, which allow them to conduct business in numerous areas of finance. Blockchain based based ID protection we can use. So integrating blockchain into the key to success lies in planning or putting. So actually, there are many uses of blockchain in near future, but right now we only discuss these are the methods we can use to implement the blockchain. So we will discuss later how we can implement the blockchain in different sectors. So now just stick to the implementation sectors. Come to the next slide. These are the blockchain platforms we will use now. So the IOTA, this is the younger blockchain environments in the market today. Actually, in my opinion, IOTA is usually one of the most exciting. IOTA took to the blockchain landscape with a mission to fundamentally change the way that people access distributed ledger technology. So these are the main blockchain platform. Actually, I just talk about the Ethereum right now because Ethereum is the most popular blockchain platform we using. Many people refer to Ethereum as an altcoin or another form of cryptocurrency. Actually, aside from Bitcoin, however, Ethereum is also a blockchain platform since 2013. Ethereum has offered developers an open source distributed computing platform where they can discover all the benefits of blockchain. So Bitcoin platform Ethereum is the right now the main blockchain implementation platform and the most used blockchain implementation platform. And IBM also used the blockchain, and the Hyperledger is the most popular blockchain environment we are using. So we just talk about these things, and we will discuss in next some classes how these platforms are using the blockchain and how it's processing. And now coming to the next slide, working up a blockchain. Actually, working of blockchain we can discuss. So basically, so how blockchain works, as you see in the screen, just think A wants to send money to B, so the transaction is represented online as a block. Yeah, the block is broadcast to every party in the network. So the transactions data is grooming around uh, entire world to the every node, and then come to the those in the network approve the transaction is valid. The blockchain then can be added to the chain, which provides an indelible and transparent record of transactions. So A wants to send to the money. The data goes to every party of the network, and these are the miners which verified the data of a transaction, and then the block then can be added to the chain. If these miners said that this transaction is invalid, that the transaction here is not executed. So basically the transaction is depends on this miners, you can say this miners, and then it's sent to the blockchain, and the money moves to from A to B. If these miners verified the transaction, then it's the money moves to the from A to B. So basically working of blockchain is based on the miners, based on the miners. So miners have to solve that mathematical puzzles or verified the transaction, then it's moved to the money from A to B. So if you want to send money to your friend, you have to transact the data. The data goes to the miners. They validate and they approve the data transactions. Then it comes to the from A to B. So it is the basically main purpose of the working of a blockchain. Now coming to the question and answer. These are the question we will discuss about. Telling you these are question you can learn, you can practice. These are the questions. like name some popular platform for developing blockchain applications. So these are the Ethereum, Hyperledger, and the most popular platform is like Ethereum. You can use Ethereum as the main blockchain implementation. Some assignment I'm giving you, like what is the principle on which blockchain technology based on, what are the different types of blockchain, why is blockchain a trusted approach, name the two types of records that are presented in the blockchain database. So these are the assignments I'm giving you to solve the assignment, and then you can send me the assignments in next sub classes. So I we will learn today like types of blockchain, consensus algorithm, cryptography, and different types.
First of all, what is mining? So actually, you are saying that I already told you that Bitcoin mining refers to the process of digitally adding transactions record to the blockchain. So actually, mining is the process in which the new blocks are created or the data of the transactions are stored in the new blocks or the current blocks. So you can say mining is also the process of in that the blockchain are secured, so it's need. So to securely add to the blockchain ledger, Bitcoin mining computers solve complex mathematical problems when a solution is found. So the latest block of confirmed transaction is added as the next link in the blockchain. So the reward, or you can say incentive way to mine and contribute to the network, the miner who solved the problem is rewarded a block of a Bitcoin. So now Bitcoin mining involves powerful computer attempting to solve the complex mathematical problems of the Bitcoin algorithm. Solving these problems help keeps the blockchain ledger and network secure, trustworthy, and all Bitcoin miners contribute to this process. The miner who successfully solves a mathematical problem is awarded Bitcoin. And the basic of Bitcoin mining, like there are the three ways to acquire Bitcoin. You already know. I told you that you can purchase them and you can exchange receive them from an exchange, or you can mine. So in mining, the new Bitcoin are discovered. So mining is like the main. Actually, this is the backbone of any blockchain system or backbone of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin miners attempt to find Bitcoin through solving complex mathematical problems, and the blockchain is a new technology that the cryptocurrency is built on actually. So it is the ledger that is publicly distributed and records every Bitcoin transactions, and it is literally a digital chain of blocks. Each block contains a group of Bitcoin transaction information. I already told you that. Miners add to the blockchain by using computer processing power to solve complex mathematical problems, and they called as the nodes. They solved some mathematical equations, complex problems with the help of some graphics or ASIC cards, and they call nodes. Solving the problems will result in block being successfully added to the chain. The miner who correctly solved the problem is awarded Bitcoin. So actually, the Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, designed the Bitcoin network to allow for a block to be mined every 10 minutes. So, to maintain this 10-minute pace, the difficulty of mathematical problem adjusts automatically. When there are more miners and more computing power attempting to mine, the level of difficulty will increase. When there are few miners and less computing power, the level of difficulty will decrease. These are the mining process are occurring in mining. And you can say miners are also the verifiers, the creators of new bitcoins, the ethical hacker of any blockchain. So you can say miners are the main backbone of any blockchain. Creates, who verify, who secure the blockchain, and who add the transactions in the blockchain. So you can say they are the employees of any blockchain, and the money they gets for the employment, that is Bitcoin. So now coming to the next topic, types of mining. So actually you can see that there are four type of mining actually. And the first type is cloud mining, CPU mining, GPU mining, ASIC mining. So actually, one thing I want to say, before you are thinking about mining and verifying or different things, you have to ready for the costly gadgets like graphics card, CPU, ASIC mining computers, and GPU, and the electricity bill are also high. So mining is the costly process, especially in Bitcoin. Bitcoin mining is very tough, very costly, because there are lots of miners are there in market, because Bitcoin's price are higher than any other cryptocurrency price. So there are lots of miners, and you can say if you're thinking about mining, so you have to know what are the mining technique which are using which we are using in mining. Now coming to the so actually there are another definition. You can say crypto mining is a process in which a machine performs certain tasks to obtain a little bit of cryptocurrency. This is the biggest actually profit possible. So let's read that. Imagine that you have a machine that mines cryptocurrencies. We'll talk about the specific type of machine later on this tutorial. What are the specific types of mining gadgets? So let's just say that it's your own personal computer. You are trying to figure out how to mine cryptocurrency. So now your PC would perform a specific task that are required to able to obtain even the slightest amounts of cryptocurrency. These tasks are called proof of work. I already told you that in Bitcoin, the method they use for mining is called proof of work. So they're designed to create a fair playing field for all the different miners out there. The tasks themselves are math equations. The more miners want to mine a specific mining pool, the tougher the equation become. So actually, that is very short and simple way of defining what is cryptocurrency mining. And so how can you mine? Let's come on to the things. So there are few ways you could go about cryptocurrency mining. I'll cover main ones actually. These four are main. So coming to the first thing, cloud mining. So if you are looking for crypto mining ways, cloud mining is probably the most popular way to mine cryptocurrencies without having to lift a finger. Actually, why I am saying this? Because cloud mining are like you have to pay some institutions or a website or a company, and they mine for you. So you don't have to use the costly machines and etc. You just have to pay the websites and they mine for you. So cloud mining is a process where you pay someone. Most probably it's a big company or corporation, a specific amount of money and rent out their mining machine called a rig and the process of mining itself. So actually I must say the mining processor and mining kit, the whole kit mining kit is called the rig. So when you are using the cloud mining technique, you have to pay the big companies, and the big companies have the multiple different types of cloud mining rigs. Actually, mining rigs, they have the big graphics card and computers, and they mine for you. You just have to pay the rent of mining rig, and they mine for you. This rent lasts for an agreed upon period. So these are the period basis mining. So you just have to pay for 1 month, 1 year, or 5 year, and they pay and they mine for you in this time. So through which all of the earning that the rig makes minus the electricity and maintenance cost. So they mine some Bitcoin. They ask for the electricity bill and maintenance cost, and which remaining Bitcoin will give to you. So the minus the electricity bill and maintenance cost and transfer to your cryptocurrency wallet. Yeah. Companies that offer these cloud mining services usually have a huge mining facilities actually. with multiple farms, tens or hundreds of rigs stacked and operating together, I said, at their disposal and know perfectly well how to mine cryptocurrency. Actually, these companies have invested thousands of money, and they invested lots of money in their company to buy millions of rigs, millions of graphics card, and they mine. You just have to pay the rent, and you just have to pay the electricity bill and maintenance cost. Cloud mining has become so popular mainly because it offers the possibility to participate in the world of cryptocurrencies for people who might not have enough money to buy their rigs, or perhaps simply aren't interested in owning a rig. So actually, to maintain the rig, there are lots of hurdles and problems like electricity bill, maintenance cost. These mining rigs are very honking and very warm, very hot. Actually, they are very honking and takes too much electricity. That's why you can't manage alone. So you just have to pay it in cloud mining services, and they just mine for you. There are two options of cloud mining actually, free and paid. So naturally, a lot of people that are looking for ways to mine cryptocurrencies would gravitate towards the free options, but it does have its drawbacks, like it's very slow mining speed, extra conditions, etc., etc. Paid cloud mining usually works like this. So actually, there are two options like cloud mining the services. I will tell you what are the cloud mining services in next lecture or next slide, something. And you just have to pay, or you just have to use this. So there are two types of services they asked, they give you, like some the first option is like you just go to the website, register, and start mining. The free version of mining is like some slow, and the paid version are like the real mining actually. So you find a cloud mining host online, and you check out the plans the host offers. There are usually four or five of these plans. Actually, these websites offers you some four or five plans. Actually, you can say different plans cost different amounts of money and last for a variety of periods. The standard plans can go anywhere from $500 up to $5,000. So it is five to $5,000 are now from. So that cloud mining are the good options for mining when you don't want to invest some good amount buying or something. So now coming to the second option, like CPU mining. So CPU mining utilizes processors to mine cryptocurrency. It used to be a viable option back in the day, but now currently fewer and fewer people choose their method how to mine cryptocurrency daily. So there are a couple of reasons why that is. First of all, CPU mining is extremely slow actually, because of the CPU are not too much capable of mining, or they don't have too much GPU powers and something. So actually, if you are using CPU mining, you could go on for months without noticing the smallest amount of revenue. Yeah, that is slow. That is actually slow. So it's also usually not water. You make very little amounts of money, but you probably spend 10 times that amount of electricity and cooling. So this is not the best method to mining. The problem is itself by bit. You can find a place that has nice cooling and cheap electricity bill, but that's rarely the case. So why we are using, there are lots of problem, but why do people still even use CPU mining then? So because basically anyone with a desktop computer could do it. Yeah, so all you need to able to mine using the CPU method is just a computer and a couple of programs. It is possible to do it with a laptop, but is very strongly not advised. Your laptop will probably fry and overheat in matter of couple of hours actually. The fact that it's so easy to start cryptocurrency mining attracts new CPU miners every day. Some people that are looking for how to mine cryptocurrency don't care about the details actually. They just want to start the process as soon as possible and in any way. So you have to keep in mind that before starting CPU mining, that CPU mining is not the best option. and not the worth option. And you can burn your processor or burn your laptop as well. So you have to keep in mind. Now comes to the GPU mining. So GPU mining is probably the most popular and well-known method of mining actually in cryptocurrency. If you Google cryptocurrency mining, GPU rigs are going to some of the first thing you will see. Actually, GPU are graphic processing unit. So GPU are the main thing about the cryptocurrency mining. So cloud miners, for example, use GPU rigs for their services. Actually, I already said you the big institution buy some GPU and graphics card and same. And these guys are professional that sometimes have hundreds, if not thousands of rigs, so they probably know what they are doing, right? Yeah. So these guys, which use the cloud mining companies are like they use thousands and lakhs of rigs in same time. You can call it lakhs of thousands of lakhs of millions of GPU using in same time. So GPU are the main thing. GPU mining also is popular because it's very efficient and relatively cheap compared to CPU. The construction of the rig itself tends to be costly, but when it comes to its highest speed and the general workforce, the GPU mining rig is great because hash is the main method when we are using the mining. Hash rate is the main thing when we are using the mining thing. We will discuss about what is hash and etc etc. So now GPU rigs utilize graphics cards to mine cryptocurrency. One standard rig is made out of a processor, a motherboard, cooling rig frame, and of course a few 2 to 8 graphics card. So just notice this thing. GPU rigs utilize graphics card to mine cryptocurrencies. So actually one standard ring is made out of processor, a motherboard, a cooling rig frame, and of course some 2 to 8 graphics card. This is the OR rig. This is OR rig, one rig of mining. So actually a typical price for a well-performing and nice built GPU mining rig aims to be around $3,000 price range. It is hefty invested, but so I will show you what are the GPU rigs. And so these are the best GPU GeForce RTX 3060 but 12 GB, and the price on eBay is like $910. So this is the GPU you can say. On Amazon, what's the price? Let's see. So Asus GeForce RTX 3070 gaming OC 8 GB GDRC 256 graphics card. So this is the GPU we are using in mining. This is NVIDIA M4. This is the GPU of NVIDIA. So the price of one GPU in India is like 1,17,699. You can see why this is costly because these GPU are more powerful than any other computers. These GPU are second generation. These are the costly things. So I just said this is the best GPU. You can take some half price GPU like G4 GTX 1070. So this is the mining rig you can see. Mining rig. These are the mining rig which are used in mining, you can see. So just you can see this is the frame, and these are the graphics. These are the graphics connected to each other. There are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 cooling system, which means 7 graphics card, and these are the motherboards and etc etc. This is the mining rig frame. It's just rig frame. 8 GPU aluminum stackable open air mining case computer frame. So actually this is the Ethereum mining rig, and the 8 GPU you can set in this mining frame. There are lots of frames are there in market. We will learn about this next classes. So now coming to the last method, which is ASIC mining. So what is the meaning of ASIC? So actually it's meaning application specific integrated circuits, are special devices that are designed explicitly to perform a single task, which in this case is crypto mining. ASIC are very well known and popular because treasured because they produce insane amounts of cryptocurrencies when compared to its competitors GPU and CPU. Yeah, so because you see when the ASIC company announced its new version of the machine, that announced caused an uproar in the cryptocurrency community. Many people have called for an outright ban on these machines. Why? Because ASICs are so powerful, they rob other miners who are using GPU or CPU rigs of the possibility to keep up both in hash speeds in and earning. ASIC are the most powerful gadgets in mining community. Also, ASIC have twisted the economy of certain specific cryptocurrency. Imagine if the majority of earning would go to the one miner with an ASIC farm, what kind of chaos that would ensue. So ASIC, you can say ASIC are the thing which includes lots of you can say lots of graphics. And we will discuss about these next classes. So now come on to the next slide, mining and consensus. So already I discussed what is mining. Now come on the consensus. So we know that blockchain is distributed decentralized network that provides immutability, privacy, security, and transparency. So there is no central authority, or you already know. So consensus algorithm is a procedure through which all the peers of the blockchain network reach a common agreement about the present state of the distributed ledger. So this is like some tough definition. So I'm just simply explain this. So when a miner wants to add some transactions, Bitcoin transaction data in the blockchain, wants to add the Bitcoin transaction data in blockchain, you get it? Wants to add the Bitcoin transaction data in the blockchain, the miner have to verify or ask every blockchain block or node owner have to ask every block owner, is that data or is that transaction is verified or not. You get this? The miner, let's take example, like when you are a miner and the transaction happen, someone in other country transact some Bitcoin. So the data comes to you, and you are the first person. You are using the transactions data, so you are verifying the transaction data. Now, when you start transaction data verification, you have to ask entire blockchain community to verify those transactions, verify that transaction, whether it is right, whether it is wrong. So when the 51% of the blockchain community says, yeah, this is right, transaction, this is right, yeah, then the data is stored in the blockchain. This is the simplest example I'll give. So, the blockchain consensus protocol consists of some specific objects such as coming to an agreement, collaboration, cooperation, equal rights to every node, and mandatory participation of each node in the consensus process. Thus, a consensus algorithm aims at finding a common agreement that is win for entire network. So there are some consensus algorithm technique like proof of BFT, like practical Byzantine fault tolerance, proof of stake, proof of bond, proof of capacity, proof of elapsed time. These are the methods we are using in consensus algorithm. You get this? So now coming to the next slide, like assemble and selecting chains of a block. So you are just seeing that once a node has validated a new block, it will then attempt to assemble a chain by connecting the block to existing block. So the final step in Bitcoin decentralized consensus mechanism is the assembly of blocks into chains and the selection of chains with the most proof of work. So once a node has validated a new block, it will then attempt to assemble a chain by connecting the block to the existing blockchain. Yeah. So nodes maintain three sets of blocks actually. Those connected to the main blockchain, those that form branches of the main blockchain, and finally blocks that do not have a known parent in the known chains. So when you are verifying the blocks, some blocks are invalid blocks, and then they are rejected as soon as any one of the validation criteria fails, and therefore not included in any chain. So now coming to the when a new block is received, a node will try to slot into the existing blockchain. The node will look at the previous block has filled, which is the reference to the block's parent. Then the node will attempt to find that parent in the existing blockchain. And most of the time, the parent will be the tip of the main chain, meaning this new block extends the main chain. For example, if the new block is 277316 has a reference to the hash of its parent block 277315, most node that receive 277316 will already have a block 277315 as the tip of their main chain and will therefore link to the new block and extended that chain. So when I simplify this definition, so when you are adding a new block into the blockchain, you have to see the previous block and the previous block nonce or registered number. You can say heading number. You can say the block number. You have to check the previous block number. If previous block is 316, the next block you are going to add the 317. So these blocks are adding in a way a serial number, like if the block is 317, the next block will be 318, the next block will be 319, the next block will be 320, and etc etc. So how these blocks are connecting, this is how these blocks are connecting. Now come on to the mining and hash rate. So to earn Bitcoin you need to meet two conditions. One is matter of effort and the one is matter of luck. So you have to verify 1 MB worth of transaction. This is the easy part. And then you have to be the first miner to arrive at the right answer or the closest answer to a numeric block. This process is also known as proof of work, and this is the race of hash race. So actually cryptocurrency mining is the costly and only some rewarding. Nonetheless, mining has a new magnetic appeal for many investors interested in the cryptocurrency because of the fact that miners are rewarded for their work with crypto tokens actually. So by mining you can earn cryptocurrency without having to put down money for it. Bitcoin miners receive Bitcoin as a reward for completing blocks, I already told you. So the primary draw for many mining is the prospect of being rewarded with Bitcoin. So actually, wait a second. So actually, miners are getting paid for their work as auditors. They are doing to work for verifying the legitimacy of Bitcoin transaction. And there are some scenarios which are not is in the favor of Bitcoin mining. Like double spending is a scenario in which Bitcoin owner spends the same Bitcoin twice. With physical currency, that isn't an issue. Once you hand someone a $20 bill to buy a bottle of vodka, you will no longer have it. So there is no danger you could use that same 20 bill to buy same thing. While there is the possibility of counterfeit cash being made, it's not exactly the same as literally spending the same dollar twice. But in digital currency, however, as there is a risk that the holder could make a copy of the digital token and send it to the merchant or another party while retaining the original. There is a problem. So let's just say that one miners have verified 1 megabyte worth of Bitcoin transaction known as the block. Those miners are eligible to rewarded with the quantity of blockchain. The 1 MB limit was set by Satoshi Nakamoto actually, and it's a matter of controversy as some miners believe the block size should be increased to accommodate more data, which would effectively mean that the Bitcoin network could process and verify transactions more quickly. So now note that verifying 1 MB worth of transaction makes a coin miner eligible to earn Bitcoin. Not everyone who verify transaction will get paid out. So one MB transaction can theoretically be as small as one transaction. So after all that work of verifying transaction, there are some scenario in which you can't get a single Bitcoin. This is correct. To earn a Bitcoin, you need to meet two conditions. One is matter of effort and one is matter of luck. So now, when it comes to the right answer finding, so there is no advanced maths or computation is involved. You may have heard that miners are solving difficult mathematical problem. That's not exactly true. Actually, what they're actually doing is trying to be the first miner to come up with a 64-digit hexadecimal number, a hash that is less than or equal to the targeted hash. So I'm simplify this. So I'm just simplifying this. So you're doing some mathematical calculation in mining. So you just have to find the hexadecimal hash with respect to next hexadecimal hash. So if you're finding new block or if you're creating a new block, you have to find nearest hash with respect to the next block. So this is called the guesswork actually, but with the total number of possible guesses for each of these problems being on the order of trillions, it is incredibly amazing work. In order to solve a problem fast, miners need a lot of computing power to mine successful. You need to have a high hash rate, which is measured in terms of mega hashes per second and giga hashes per second and the hashes per second. Yeah, this is great many hashes. If you want to estimate how much Bitcoin you could mine with your mining rig hash rate, you can go to some websites and offer a helpful calculator of hash ratio and etc. etc. So, in addition to lining the pockets of miners and supporting the Bitcoin ecosystem, mining serves another vital purpose. It is only way to release new cryptocurrency in circulation. In other words, you can say miners are basically minting currency. For example, as of now, November 2020, or as of you can say now, as of this date, actually there are 20 million or 90 million something Bitcoin in circulation. Aside from the coins minted via the Genesis block, the very first block which were created by Satoshi Nakamoto called a Genesis block. I already told you. So every single one of those Bitcoin came into being because of miners actually. So in the absence of miners, Bitcoin as a network would still exist and be usable. No one can delete this, but there would be never be any additional Bitcoin actually. The limit there are limited Bitcoin, so there will eventually come a time when Bitcoin miners end for the Bitcoin protocol. The total number of Bitcoin will be capped at 20 million. However, because the rate of Bitcoin mined is reduced over time, the final Bitcoin won't be circulated until around the year 2140. So this does not mean that transaction will cease to be verified. Miners will continue to verify transaction and will be paid in fees for doing so in order to keep the integrity of Bitcoin network. So aside from the short-term Bitcoin payer, being a coin miner can give you a voting power when compared to influence on the decision-making process in such matters as forking. So, how much miner earns actually? So, the reward for Bitcoin mining are reduced by half every 4 years. When Bitcoin was first mined in 2009, mining one block would earn you 50 BTC or Bitcoin. In 2012, this was halved to 25 Bitcoin. By 2016, this was halved again to 12.5 Bitcoin. On May 11, 2020, the reward halved again to 6.25 Bitcoin. So in November of 2020, the price of Bitcoin was about 7,900 per Bitcoin, which means you would earn 111,875 for completing a block. Not a bad incentive to solve that complex hash problem detail above, it might seem. So actually what do I need to mine Bitcoins actually? So although early on in Bitcoin history, individuals may have been able to complete a block with a regular at-home computer, this is no longer the case. The reason for this is that difficult of mining Bitcoin changes over time. So the more it's difficult, the more hash ratio or hash race you have to win or you have to earn. So the more it's difficult, the more hash rate you have to used for mining the Bitcoin. So these called the hash rate. Hash rate is like you have to buy some extra GPU. You have to buy GPU and you have to grow your rigs farm and etc. So this is the mining race or hash race actually. Now comes to the last slide, and what are the mining pools? So we already told you the mining pools. Like mining pools is joint up group of cryptocurrency miners who combine their computational powers resources over a network. So these are the cloud mining technique we can use for mining. So I'm taking you to the new website. Like these are the website where you can go and register and start mining. You just have to pay some, like this slush pool. This is the oldest mining pool in existence. Worldwide servers are there, and the reason to avoid like relatively high fees. Actually, this the like, slush pool goes over a decade to 2010 when it was known as Bitcoin pooled mining server with more than 1.25 million BTC mined to date. It is the oldest currently publicly available active mining pool and enjoy excellent reputation for stability and accuracy. So when it comes to the fees, while you have to option to set your minimum payout threshold to as little as 0.001 BTC, be aware that there are additional fee for any payouts under 0.01 BTC. So these are the website where you can pay for the hash rate. You can rent the hash rate, and they just they just mine for you. So this is the actually we have to see the website. Yeah, why we are going to the website live. Yeah, this is successful. This is still opening. It means this is still working. So access to the site has been restricted for you. Your IP due to too many requested. Mining is not affected. So my IP is not working. So I just have to change the IP. I just changed my IP to the United States. Still, this is not working. Yeah, it will work or not. Successful. Yeah, it will slow actually because of the VPN. I'm using some another website like I'm opening some another website like via BTC. We'll see if it works or not. Yeah, it is. So I'm just cutting this because VPN is slowing the internet actually. So I pull the walls together by providing, yeah, this is the another mining pool. So see, there are lots of other cryptocurrency you can mine. Daily profit you can say $0.3573. Pool has rate 15.3 EH. So I'm just taking to the guide. These are the cryptocurrency you can mine here. Mining profit ranks. Yeah, this is the applicable miners, anti-miners, what's mine. So you can, if you want to mine some Bitcoin or something, you can buy some different types of mining rig. There are some mining rig are in market available, so you can mine. These are the applicable miners like anti-miner, watts miner they using by via BTC. These are the miners. So now come on to the website like. So this is the via BTC. Now there is Ant pool, the biggest mining pool in the world. So now come on to the BTC.com. This is another mining pool where you can pay or rent out some mining tools and they mine for you. Kano pool. There are some websites where you can mine by the cloud mining technique. So next one is, what is Ethereum? So actually Ethereum is an open source blockchain based decentralized software platform used for its own cryptocurrency Ether. So this is like complex definitions, and the creator created by Vitalik Buterin, launched in 2015. Actually, it's run from 2015. It was proposed in 2013 or earlier, but it was started running from 2015. So Ethereum is an same blockchain like Bitcoin was upgraded version of Bitcoin, and the second cryptocurrencies and the second blockchain you can say. That's why it is popular with respect to Bitcoin or same as the Bitcoin. But it is popular because of it's not Ethereum cryptocurrency. It is popular because of its technology, its unique technology, which revolutionized the blockchain community or cryptocurrency community. So Ethereum is a simple a blockchain fuel, or you can say earlier I told you that Bitcoin is the fuel of Bitcoin blockchain. In this Ethereum blockchain, Ethereum, its cryptocurrency's name is also Ethereum. ETH, the ticker symbol, is the cryptocurrency. And we just discussed the what are the Ethereum and today. So Ethereum is a blockchain-based software platform that is primarily used to support the world's second largest cryptocurrency, you can say, by market capitalization after Bitcoin. Like other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum can be used for sending and receiving value globally, you can say, and without a third party watching or stepping in unexpectedly. So, value exchange is the main use case of the Ethereum blockchain today, often via the blockchain native token Ether. But many of the developers are working on the cryptocurrency because of its long-term potential and ambitious vision of its developer to use Ethereum to give users more control of their finances and online data. So overall, Ethereum is like the better version of Bitcoin. In Bitcoin, we just send, deposit, borrow, use the cryptocurrency. But in Ethereum blockchain, we can do better things like we can develop our own cryptocurrencies or tokens. We can use Ethereum as a decentralized applications like decentralized DApps, decentralized finance, DeFi, and NFT like non-fungible tokens and different things. So Ethereum is like the revolutionized the Ethereum community, or you can say Ethereum is the most used blockchain in this time. So Ethereum enthusiasts aim to hand control back to users with the help of blockchain, a technology that decentralizes data so that thousands of people around the world are handed a copy. So developers can use Ethereum to build leaderless application like decentralized application, DApps you can say, which means that user data cannot be tampered with by the service creators. So wait a second. Wait a second. I have to shut the Telegram down. So actually Ethereum was first proposed in 2013 by the developer Vitalik Buterin, who was 19 at the time and who was one of the pioneers of the idea of expanding the technology behind Bitcoin blockchain to more use cases than transactions. So that's why I said you that Bitcoin is limited in the transactions cryptocurrencies only, but Ethereum is like a mass area you can use as a smart contracts development the cryptocurrency. You can make your own cryptocurrencies on Ethereum blockchain. And then actually, well, Bitcoin was created with the goal of disrupting online banking and day-to-day transactions, but Ethereum creates aim to use the same technology to replace internet third parties actually. So now we are using the Facebook, Instagram, we're using Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp. These are the Web2 technology. Like we use Web2 technology like Facebook, Instagram, and they take our data, personal data, and they store our data. But in the Web3 technology like Ethereum, Bitcoin, blockchain, these are the Web3 technology. In this technology, there are no third parties. So our data is very safe. No one is taking our data. So now that's why we are using the blockchain technology or Ethereum technology because of the data privacy problems. So actually, it's launched in 2015 into real functioning network. So actually, wait a second, we will discuss about the Ether next. So first, we will discuss how Ethereum different from Bitcoin. So Ethereum draws inspiration from Bitcoin. Yeah, Ethereum is inspired from Bitcoin. You can say Vitalik Buterin was just said that it is the upgraded version of Bitcoin. They are both cryptocurrencies. You can say the ETH is also the cryptocurrency, and then Bitcoin is also cryptocurrency. Besides, ETH used Ethereum as a blockchain, and Bitcoin used as a blockchain. So Bitcoin blockchain is also called the Bitcoin cryptocurrency's blockchain is also called the Bitcoin, and the Ethereum cryptocurrency blockchain is also called the Ethereum. So Ethereum uses the same technology behind Bitcoin, a blockchain, which uses a shared decentralized public ledger to decentralize the network. So it's not under the control of just one entity. So, but while Bitcoin is used primarily as a store of value, the idea behind Ethereum is to decentralize other kinds of application and services, from social media networks to more complex financial agreements. So I just told you that we are using Web2 technology like Facebook and etc. etc. They are just taking our data and stored that data in their databases. But in Web3 technology like Ethereum, we can develop our social media sites like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and it is not the Web2 technology. But yeah, it is not the Web2 technology. Like it can't take our data or it can't store any data. So it is decentralized network. So every data it took is stored in the blockchain, and the every data is encrypted by the hash function. So no one can detect our data, no one can read our data. So it is more secure than Web2 technology like Facebook, Instagram, and etc. etc. So as we discussed that, like now in these days, there are lakhs of multiple peoples are developing social media sites on the base of Ethereum. You can also create your own Facebook, Instagram, and different social media sites or different cryptocurrencies on the Ethereum blockchain. So we will discuss later how we can how we can develop different technology or different things on Ethereum blockchain. So there are sometimes Ethereum's called the world computer because many people say world computer, that is because the decentralizing the internet, because Ethereum is the revolutionize the decentralized technology, because in Bitcoin you can't develop any extra technology like Facebook and Instagram. But on Ethereum blockchain you can develop as many as you want. You just have to pay the gas fee when you are developing the smart contract. We will discuss about the smart contract next. So actually, now come into the next slide, cryptocurrency in Ethereum. So Ether, also known by the ticker symbol ETH, is the cryptocurrency token derived from the Ethereum blockchain, you can say. So actually, already discussed that Bitcoin is the fuel of Bitcoin blockchain, and the same the Ethereum ETH is the fuel of Ethereum blockchain. So Ethereum is the main token of the Ethereum blockchain and the world's second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, just like the largest cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Ether can be used to send payments directly to another person without the need for intermediary. Now, the long-term vision for Ethereum is to power more than just financial transactions. Software developers are able to build application on Ethereum also. So the main focus or main thing about the Ethereum blockchain is it's like developing smart contracts or developing the decentralized application or developing the social media sites, and it will possible because of the Ethereum cryptocurrency. Because when we are developing anything on Ethereum blockchain, or if we have to develop any smart contract or any Facebook, Instagram, anything on Ethereum blockchain, we have to pay the gas fee or we have to pay the fuel, and the fuel is or the gas fee in the form of Ethereum. We will discuss about what is the gas fee. So I'm just giving you simple definition of what is gas fee. So when you will learn about the Ethereum blockchain, you will learn the smart contracts. So smart contracts are the program that is needs gas fee are need to develop the smart contracts. We will discuss then in next slides what are the smart contracts. Then first we will focus on what are the things which where Ethereum can be used for developing things. So we can use Ethereum cryptocurrency in payments like Bitcoin. Ether can be used for payments. Just can send Ether to another person, just like cash. To the payment doesn't require a third party to process or approve it. So it can be also used in powering decentralized application. Ether is required in order to use decentralized DApps, you can say, built on Ethereum. And from staking ERC20 token for yield farming to completing functions such as governance voting. We will discuss about what is staking or what is ERC20 in next classes. So in also transactions fee, Ethereum is also used in transaction fee. Every Ethereum action from payments to using decentralized app require a fee. So how do I use Ether actually? These are the question. How do I use Ether? So first users needs to decide on which Ether wallet they plan to store their funds in. Then Ether can be bought with fiat currency like US dollar, Indian rupees or other cryptocurrency. Then you can buy Ether on different exchanges like Wajirex, Binance, Coinbase, CoinDCX, and JetPay. There are lots of
cryptocurrencies trading platform or exchange are on the internet, which you can use for Ethereum buy or sell or stake or deposit, etc. etc. We will learn how we can trade Ethereum cryptocurrency, and I will tell you in some next classes or in some incoming classes how you can trade many cryptocurrency or different types of cryptocurrencies. So in Ethereum, you will hear what is Ether fees. So there are different types of technology which you will develop on Ethereum blockchain, and the fees are required for developing that things. That fees is called Ethereum cryptocurrencies. So then now come into what is gas actually. So when we are learning about the cryptocurrency in Ethereum, we also have to know the what is gas, Ethereum gas. So Ethereum transactions fees are calculated based on how much gas the action required. Each action costs an amount of gas based on the computational power required and how long it takes to run. A transaction costs 500 gas, for example, which is paid in Ether. In this way, Ether has sometimes been called the digital oil because it's used to pay for a certain amount of payments actually. So I just told you that Ether is also the fuel, just like Bitcoin. So there are some questions which are occurred in our mind, like how is Ether different from Ethereum? So Ethereum is like entire network, you can say entire blockchain, and Ether is the main token that runs on it, making it a crucial part of Ethereum actually. So when Vitalik Buterin was developing the Ethereum, they made the Ethereum like there are you can create millions of tokens, your own tokens, your private tokens on Ethereum blockchain, and you just have to pay the gas fee in the Ethereum way or Ethereum cryptocurrency, and you can develop your cryptocurrency or you can cryptocurrency whatever you want to name the cryptocurrency, whatever the amount you want, whatever the symbol you want, whatever the function, whatever the characteristics you want, you can create your own cryptocurrency with the help of the Ether cryptocurrencies. Now come on to the next slide, like introduction to smart contracts. So smart contracts actually is an agreement between two peoples in the form of computer code. They run on the blockchain, so they are stored on the public database and cannot be changed. The transaction that happen in a smart contract are processed by the blockchain, which means they can be sent automatically without a third party. Wait a second. Actually, you already heard about that Bitcoin or different cryptocurrencies are decentralized and peer to peer. There are no third parties in between. So how we can transact between two peoples? There are millions of people transaction between two peoples, transaction between multiple peoples, and there are no third parties. Then how we can transact? Because there is some bridge or also. So Ethereum plays like creates enormous things like smart contracts. There are contracts earlier the Ethereum, but in Ethereum there is a smart contract technology which is between two people, and this smart contract is a program. This is just a programming language. It's a program made in a Solidity programming language, and it is the you can say agreement between two people. So if you want to buy a Ethereum, you will ask the smart contracts, I have this money, I want this amount. And that person asks the other person that this people is wanting this amount of Ethereum. And the smart contracts ask the person if the person wants to sell, the smart contracts takes the Ethereum and the smart contracts will send you the Ethereum. So it is the between the two parties. So it is called the smart contract. It is pre-programmed, it is fixed, it is programmed made of programming language called Solidity, and this is the revolutionized thing in Ethereum technology. So we will discuss about how we use smart contracts to develop the tokens, decentralized application like Ethereum, Facebook, Instagram, and etc. and etc. So these are the main thing you can say of Ethereum. These are the characteristics of the Ethereum blockchain, because smart contracts are the you can say the biggest revolutionized things in Ethereum technology. This is the best Web3 technology we have witnessed now. There are lots of
smart contracts are on the Ethereum blockchain, you can make the token or you can make the on your own cryptocurrencies with the help of smart contracts. So you just read on the screen that they can be sent automatically without the third party. It means that it is the agreement or it is the third party, you can say, in the form of code. So it is fixed amount, it is the pre-programmed pre-programmed programming, and it is the pre-programmed software which executes the transaction between two people without the help of third parties or third person. So it is the biggest thing. I'm just introducing you the smart contracts. What is the smart contracts? We will learn in next some classes in very expandable way. Now come on to the next thing, like mining in Ethereum. So basically, wait a second. This is the mining thing in Ethereum is also the same as the Bitcoin. Like earlier it was the same as the Bitcoin, but now it used the, you can say, proof of stake thing we will discuss. So mining is the process of creating a block of transaction we already discussed. And to be added to the Ethereum blockchain, miners essentially process pending transactions and are rewarded block rewards in the form of Ether. The Ether network native currency for each block generated. So mining in Ethereum, the world's second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, participants known as the miners. I already told you in the Bitcoin lessons what are the miners, and the miners use expensive hardware to run calculation in effort to earn rewards. By doing this, they mint Ethereum token known as Ether at a steady pace. So, what is the meaning of mint? So, in Ethereum, miners mine the Ethereum and also mint the Ethereum. So, mint means it creates a new Ethereum. Minting is the meaning of creating new Ethereum. So, Ethereum is like there is no limit of Ethereum. It's a mintable token, mintable cryptocurrency. Mintable means it can't be limited. So Bitcoin is limited. That's why there are Ethereum is the upgraded version of Bitcoin. Ethereum are the limited to cryptocurrencies, like 21 million are there Ethereum in existence. And but sorry, Bitcoin are the limited things, like it's 21 millions are in the nature, but Ethereum are like unlimited. You can create as many as you want in Ethereum cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrency mining was invented by Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto. So Ethereum copied this technique in pursuit of its own mission of decentralizing the internet and building decentralized apps that don't have central entities or central, you can say, central party that manage the service and can stop users from doing what they want. So actually, to mine Ether without a central issuer, Ethereum's token Ether are used to pay for apps on the network and created through the process of mining at a rate of 5 Ether roughly every 13 seconds. So Ethereum mining is also essential because to keep their network working correctly. Without mining, tokens could be double spent by malicious actors, which would devalue or even destroy the entire network. So, approximately every 12 to 15 seconds, an Ethereum miner finds a block. So, if miners start to win more quickly or more slowly than this, the algorithm automatically readjusts the difficulty so the timing springs back to the range. So, to run the Ethereum blockchain, mining is the essential part of the Ethereum in Ethereum. So, so how Ethereum mining works? So, Ethereum current mining process is almost the same as Bitcoin. Current, for each block of transactions, miners use computers to repeatedly and very quickly produce random values until one of them stumbles upon the correct one. So the correct answer unblocks the ether. So these are the same process like Bitcoin. In this, you have to solve mathematical equations. Whenever a person solves the correct equation or in fast time, in the more quick the person solves the mathematical equation, a reward is going to him more quickly. So nodes are another important piece of the Ethereum network, each of which contains a copy of the ledger that records all Ether transactions. There are thousands of Ethereum nodes throughout the world maintained by companies or enthusiasts for each purpose of validating transactions. Each of the nodes verify every block that miner creates. This is the same as the Bitcoin mining process. So now there is problem like there is no problem like Bitcoin is using now is proof of work technology, in which proof of work actually
The proof of work in environment of rig, which means they have to use the graphics card, costly graphics card, the processor, and different technologies, different very costly technology. Because of this, Ethereum is shifting to the proof of stake technology. So, so Ethereum might not need miners forever though. So Ethereum developers have long planned to drop mining in favor of different method of verifying transactions called proof of stake. So actually, this also helps the network reach consensus about whether transactions are valid in a different way. So the hope is that proof of stake would require less electricity than proof of work, making it cleaner alternative. We already discussed there is lot of electricity are spent in this transactions process, like Bitcoin miners are using the big chunks of electricity in the world. So that's why Ethereum is shifted to proof of stake. It's a part of ongoing Ethereum 2.0, and this is called 2.0 proof of stake. So in this proof of stake, you just have to buy some ether, and you have to upload the ether or stake the ether in Ethereum blockchain, and Ethereum blockchain paid you for verifying or staking the Ethereum cryptocurrencies. So this is also the same as mining, but in this you don't need any mathematical equation solution, or you don't need any graphics card and different. You just have to open a computer, simple laptop, and you just have to download some software, and you just have to stake some Ethereum, and you are become the Ethereum verifier or Ethereum miner. This is the Ethereum proof of stake. So now come on to the next slide, like consensus mechanism in Ethereum. So Ethereum is soon planning to move on from proof of work to proof of stake. We already discussed. So as we already discussed, like consensus mechanism is also known as consensus protocol or consensus algorithm, allow distributed system network of computers to work together and stay secure. We already discussed in Bitcoin. So for decades, these mechanisms have been used to establish consensus among database nodes, application servers, and other enterprise. So consensus mechanism also in crypto economic system also helps prevent certain kinds of economic attacks. You can say in theory, an attacker can compromise consensus by controlling 51% of the network. So consensus mechanism are designed to make the 51% attack actually impossible, and the different mechanisms are engineered to solve the security problem differently. So there are different types of consensus mechanism. There are proof of block creation, security, proof of stake, and you can say block. In proof of stake it is done by validators who have stake ETS to participate in system. A validator is chosen at random to create new blocks, share them with the network, and earn rewards. Instead of needing to do intense computational power we already discussed, you simply need to have a stake to your Ethereum into the network. This is what incentives, you can say healthy network behavior. You can say we don't need any lots of money to buy graphics card and different types of processing unit. The consensus mechanism of Ethereum is also the same as the Bitcoin, but it is shifting to the proof of a stake, you can say. And proof of a stake is like the very simple way of wait a second very simple way of mining. And now come on to the next slide, which is platform and function in Ethereum. So actually we are already discussed you can develop whatever you want on Ethereum. There are financial apps, like these are applications where money is involved. Semi-financial app, decentralized apps that involve money but also require another piece, such as data from outside the Ethereum blockchain. Another apps, like every other type of decentralized app developers are looking to create, including online voting and storage apps, financial application, and etc. and etc. So now coming to the there are what is decentralized application? You We are asking what is decentralized application. So decentralized application provides services similar to those offered by typical consumer application. Like decentralized application are the same as the Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or WhatsApp or different application, but the database is not the same as the Facebook. The decentralized app is not store our data. They are not storing any data. They are not manipulating any data. And So actually, one of the main goals of the founders of Ethereum, like that, the platform that supports the world's second largest cryptocurrency, is to make these kind of apps easier to create. So there are many way you can create a decentralized application on Ethereum. So how does decentralized app work? So decentralized apps built on Ethereum use blockchain technology under the hood to connect users directly. So blockchain are a way to tie together a distributed system. So with blockchain under the Ethereum, users don't have to go through a third party. So they don't have to give up control of their data to someone else. So by this nature, centralized entities have power of the data that flows into and out of the network. So we already discussed Facebook, and there are lots of social media sites. They stored our data and they can leak our data. But in decentralized, there are no third parties which they can store our data. That's why it is very secure and good. So there are many things in decentralized application like open source. The code is the public for anyone to look at the copy and audit. You can create your token. You can upload the tag token on open source community. And this is decentralized. The apps don't have anyone in charge, so no central authority can stop users from doing what they want on the app. And then the blockchain. If there isn't a central entity, then what's holding the app together? So decentralized using an underlying blockchain such as Ethereum to coordinate instead of the central entity. And what are the smart contracts? So decentralized application use Ethereum smart contracts which automatically executes the certain rules. So now what are the financial application you can ask Ethereum? So financial application are popularly known as the DeFi application, short for decentralized finance. The idea is to use blockchain, especially Ethereum, to improve more complex financial applications such as lending and wills and insurance and stable coins, alternative coins. So what are the semi-financial applications? So second type of app is similar, but it is mix money with a heavy non-monetary side as. So if you read the white paper, you will understand what are the D apps and DeFi, and there are different things we will discuss in some next classes. So now come on to the programming language that used in Ethereum. So Ethereum used the Solidity programming language, and this is the first line of the Solidity program, the Pragma Solidity. It is the version. It is the version 0.540, and the Pragma is used for the version written Solidity. And I'm showing you which language they are using. So this is the code. This is the Pragma Solidity. In this code, the Ethereum smart contracts are written. This programming language is very popular and these days because of the not big syntaxes are there. You can create functions and contract and class and different things in simple syntaxes. As you can see, this is the contract. There is string public name, string public symbol. This is string means their characteristics, and public is the access, and the name its nature. So name, symbol, decimals, and here is the constructor. The constructor is used for the contract, like name is Rupa token, symbol is RSDT. You can set whatever you want to. So I'm just changing the name. If you want to change like D apps, you can change. You want to change symbol DSDT. The decimals, we will discuss what are the decimals and different things in Solidity class. I also take you the Solidity class in that you will learn the Solidity programming language and different things. So I'm just showing you how this Solidity programming language is written. This is the program, and you can say this is very easy. This is the specifically this programming is the this code is for the token I will create. So this that's it. We will using the Solidity programming language. In next some classes we will discuss various things like what are the things in Ethereum's and different things. So now I'm just showing you website, Ethereum website actually. So this is the website of Ethereum. Here you can learn different things like what is Ethereum, what is Ether, decentralized finance, what is non-fungible tokens, history of Ethereum, Ethereum white paper. So I'm just opening the Ethereum white paper. So here you can see like the next generation smart contracts and decentralized application platform. So this is Ethereum white paper. So what is white paper in blockchain things? So white paper are the things in which the whole history of any blockchain or cryptocurrency are written. You can read the white paper before investing or before learning any technology. So introduction to Bitcoin and existing concepts. So history of these are the history, and these are the Bitcoin as a state transition system. This is mining. You can read the entire thing in this is in white paper. This is the developer things. You can learn tutorials are there. There are various things in this Ethereum website, and mainnet and private Ethereum. So we will discuss in next classes like what is mainnet Ethereum, what is private Ethereum, what is Ethereum virtual machine EVM, and different thing. So you can say like if you tap on the get ETHs, there are different. So you have to search by country. Yeah. The exchanges are present in India like Binance, Bittrex, CoinMama, Crypto.com, Gemini, ETS, Kraken, and the wallets. What are the wallets? You have some questions like what are the wallets? So wallets are the address, or you can say account of storing any cryptocurrencies. So every cryptocurrencies have their own wallet. Like if you want to store any Ethereum cryptocurrency, you have to download or you have to create Ethereum wallet. So every cryptocurrency have on wallet. Now I'm taking you. So if you go to the Binance, this is open, and how you can buy. I'm showing you how you can buy Ethereum. I'm just showing you. We will discuss next. We will discuss in some incoming classes how you can buy, and I will show you live how we can buy. So there are lots of cryptocurrencies. There you have just to register here. You have just to fill the form like mail address and password and different create accounts, mobile number, and it will take some 1 or 2 days to verify. They will ask you for the KYC process, like you have to fill the account number and different thing to deposit or withdraw money. So here you can see this is BNB. BNB is like Binance Coin, BTC, Ethereum, Cheese, Filecoin, ADA, Cardano. And there are different things on Binance. Binance is the most popular or most used exchange in cryptocurrencies market. So like I just showed you how you can buy. We will discuss the more precisely in next some classes. So you can learn whatever you want here. There are multiple things here. So I'm just showing you another website like CoinMarketCap. Told you earlier and in some earlier classes what is CoinMarketCap. In here you can see there are lots of cryptocurrencies. These all are cryptocurrencies. These all are cryptocurrencies. There are lots of hundreds of thousands of cryptocurrencies are present here. You can see like in every file there is 100 and there are 50 and many more. So there is like 4937 cryptocurrencies are in their market. It's just listed on CoinMarketCap, and there are lots of other cryptocurrencies which they are not listed in cryptocurrencies. So every day there are lots of cryptocurrencies are verifying, or you can say created. So this is the name. Here you can connect your exchange and you can buy from here. This is the price. This is the 24-hour change. You can say 7-day change, market cap, volume, circulating supply, last 7 days graph. So if you tap on these one cryptocurrency, you will go into their section. This section you will see the prices, and this is the growth of in 1 days. You can go their main website from here. This is the Explorer, in which in Explorer I told you what are the uses of Explorer in previous some classes. This is the community. This is the source of Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin. If you want to tap, you can go to the direct to the Bitcoin. Now come to the this is the you can say wait a second. This is the chart of any cryptocurrencies. Sorry, Bitcoin. I'm just tapping into the 5-minute chat. Wait a second. Wait a second, I'm just. This is the pivot point, high and low. This is the volume. So you can trade or you can see how this Bitcoin works. Like if you want to draw anything. So I will also tell you how you can trade the Bitcoin. So this is like if you know how technical analysis works. So I'm just showing you. This is double bot, double top. The double top. The graph is also double top. You can see, and the graph is touched here and here, and the double top is the. You can see double top is the is reason behind the market is going to the downtrend. It means the Bitcoin will fall from here. So when you study the downtrend, study the technical analysis or candlestick chart, you will learn the double top things. Like it will this target is it will it touch this target, again it's fall, it will go up and touch this target and again it fall. It means that it will fall. It will fall from the target is like this. Yeah, this is technical answer. So there are different things you can learn in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and etc. If you want trade or something, you can trade. If you want some different classes on trading, you can ask me from the trading things. So I'm just creating. So thank you so much. We will learn different things on Solidity on smart contracts in next some classes. With the introduction, so it's influenced by C++, Python, and JavaScript. Basically, it's the mixture of C++, Python, and JavaScript. So Solidity is a contract-oriented, high-level programming language for implementing smart contracts. So we learned about smart contracts in previous some classes, and I will just explain you what's this. And first, this Solidity language is created by Gavin Wood in 2014, who is also the co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin. So basically, Solidity is a contract-oriented programming language for implementing smart contracts, as you already know. So Solidity is highly influenced by C++, Python, and JavaScript. So it's a mixture of these three programming languages, and has been designed to target the Ethereum virtual machine (EVM). We discussed what's EVM, how it helps the implementing the smart contracts. So Solidity is a statically typed supports inheritance libraries and complex user-defined types programming language. So characteristics of Solidity is like same like JavaScript, Python, and C++. So you can use Solidity to create contracts for users such as voting, crowdfunding, blind auctions, and multi-signature wallets. So first, before Solidity, first we have to know about what is Ethereum. We discussed, but I will just repeat it again. So Ethereum is a decentralized, that is blockchain platform that runs smart contracts. That is application that run exactly as programmed without any possibility of downtime, any decentralization, any censorship, any centralization, any censorship, any fraud or third party interference. So actually, you know that blockchain is a decentralized things, decentralized technology. It's a Web3 technology, and various applications and various things are implementing these days on the blockchains. Like the most popular blockchain is Ethereum. You already know. The first blockchain is Bitcoin, and I think second blockchain is Ethereum. And the most popular blockchain technologies like these days in Ethereum is itself. So we will discuss about later these things. So now the Ethereum virtual machine. Before Solidity, I will just small explaining you what is EVM. So the Ethereum virtual machine, also known as EVM, is a runtime environment for some smart contracts in Ethereum. So actually, it's a runtime environment. So the Ethereum virtual machine focuses on providing security and executing untrusted code by computers all over the world. So these the EVM provides security purpose. So we use EVM as a security purpose, as a development purpose, and various things. Like the EVM is specialized in preventing denial of service attack, which you already know, like DOS attacks, and ensure that programs do not have access to each other's state. so ensuring communication can be stabilized without any potential interference. So these EVM is also used for denial of service preventing technology. So the Ethereum virtual machine has been designed to serve as a runtime environment for smart contracts based on Ethereum. So now we will talk about what is Ethereum. So what is smart contract? So a smart contract is a computer protocol intended to digitally facilitate. This is very complex. So I just verify or so it's just verify or enforce the negotiation or performance of a contract. So basically, smart contract is like a contract. So you know what contract is when two people are trading, which means that when two people are talking about any services or any properties, they agree on a contract. These contracts are same as the contracts, but there is no. So basically, if you buy a house, you have to sign on the contract, and the contract men are called as brokers. So there is a third person or middle person who interfere in your interfere in your properties or dealing or something. So basically in smart contracts there are no interference of third parties. So basically these smart contracts are coded or made of programming language called Solidity, and you just have to program the smart contracts as you want, and the yield R happens automatically. So these smart contracts are programmed contracts. So basically, no one can fraud these smart contracts. These are decentralized. These are fraudless. These are security. These are security proof and unhackables. These transactions are trackable and irreversible. So smart contracts allow the performance of credible transaction without third parties. Actually, so the concept of smart contract was first proposed by Nick Szabo in 1994. Actually, is a legal scholar and cryptographer known for laying the groundwork for digital currency. So in 1994, the legal scholar or cryptography called Nick Szabo is created the concept of smart contracts. So it's fine if you don't understand smart contract right now. We will go into more details actually. So actually, the smart contracts are I already told you written in like Solidity programming language. We will show you how Solidity programming language are and what's are the syntax and different things. So next slide will be like sample code. So sample code, this is the programming of Solidity. You can see Pragma Solidity, and so I will just show you. Wait a second. I just show you. So basically, so this is the smart contract or Solidity programming language. So here is the called Pragma Solidity. This is like the actually the first line Pragma directive, which tells that the source code is written was for Solidity version 0.0 or 0.50. So this is the version of programming language called Solidity. So this is Solidity versions, and actually I just told you that. Wait a second. So Pragma directive is also local to a source file, and if you import any another file, the Pragma from that file will not automatically apply to the importing file. So Pragma for a file which not complement. So actually Pragma is a thing which is state the Solidity. So the version is like this. So it states if you want to write in this version, Pragma will not happen to this programming language. So Pragma works at these things. So now come on to the contract. So this is the contract. This is the contract name. You Solidity, you just have to write contract and the name of the project or name of your contract. So a Solidity contract is a collection of code. These are the code. These are the function and different codes. So you have to write every other contract in this. Basically, you have to write function and other codes are in this contract. So Solidity contract is a collection of code, its functions and its state and its data that resides at a specific address on the Ethereum blockchain. So contract are on the specific address on the blockchain. So the line unit stored data declares a state variable called store data of basically this is the unit which is we will discuss in some slides. So wait a second. As we will discuss of these codes in next some classes. First we will just introduce the what's are the. So basically I already showed you how Solidity languages are and how different it is and etc and etc. So in these classes we will just introduce what are the things So now basically these are the sample code. We will discuss about sample code in later classes. So now coming to the structure of a contract. So contract in Solidity are similar to classes in object-oriented language. They are little bit similar. So each contract can contain declaration of state variables, functions, modifiers, events, struct types, and enum types. Furthermore, contracts can inherit from other contracts. So these are like OOPS characteristics are also in the Solidity language. So these are the structure of contract. There are various things like state variables, functions, function modifiers, events, and types are there are different types. Actually, while writing programming in any language, you need to use various variables to store various information. So variables are nothing but reserved memory location to store values. You already know. This means that when you create a variable, you reserve some space in memory. The variables are for reserving the memory, or you may like to store information of various data types like character, wide character, integer, floating point, double floating point, like any other programming language, and the like Boolean and etc. and etc. So based on the data type of variable, the operating system allocates memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. Yeah, so there are different types, like there are value types and there are reference types. So now come into the state variables. So actually Solidity is state. You know that state variables are values which are permanently stored in contract storage. So this is the contract. I told you that contract and the name of the project and then you have to write the unit store data, and this is the state variable. This is the state variable. So I just introduced what are the state variable. When we write, so basically I just I show you like these are the state variables. Sorry, unit. These are the state variables. You can see. Wait a second. I will show you on the screen. Wait a second. Yeah. So these are the Pragma Solidity, and the contract is like ERC20 token, and these are the functions. We will discuss about function in next some classes. Wait a second. I have to check the sound. Actually, it's not working. So yeah. Wait a second. So as I told you, the structure of contracts are consist of state variables, functions, and different things. So the state variables are values which are permanently stored in contract storage, as you know. And now come on to the functions types. So these are the structure of structure of Solidity. So function are the executable units of codes within a contract. These are the functions. I will show you how functions and any other things are written in Solidity. So this is the contract name, simple auction, and the function are defined here. So function are executable units of code within a contract. You already know, like any other programming languages. So function calls can happen internally or externally and have different levels of visibility towards other contracts. Function accept parameters and return variables to pass parameters and values between them. So this is like same as the different programming languages. There are function modifiers and different things like events, struct type, enum types, reference types. So we will discuss these things next some classes. So what is the reference types? So as you know that the reference type do not store the data directly to the variable. Instead, it store the location of the data. So you know that array structs mapping are different types of consist of different reference types consist of array, struct, and mapping. These are the same as different programming language. So as you know that Solidity is statically typed language, and these are the types of different things. So reference type variables store the location of the data. They don't share the data directly. Actually, with the help of reference type, two different variables can refer to same location where any change in one variable can affect the other one. So reference type in Solidity are listed below. You know that array, struct, and mapping. An array is a group of variable of the same data type in which variable has a particular location and known as the index. By using the index location, the desired variable can be accessed. The array size can be fixed or dynamics. The structure of arrays in different programming languages. So this is the same. And what are the structs? So Solidity allows user to create and define their own type in the form of structures. You can create your own type in the form of structure in Solidity. So the structure is a group of different types, even though it's not possible to contain a member of its own type. So the structure is a reference type variable which can obtain or contain both value type and reference type, sorry. So now come into the mapping. So basically these array structures already also the same as the different languages like C++, Java, and Python, OOPS language you can say, or C actually. So mapping is the most used reference type that store in the data in a key value pair, where a key can be any value type. It's like a hash table or dictionary as in another programming language. So this is the same, where data can be retrieved by key. So we will discuss about these types in next some classes. So units, are the in this thing, like there are unit. So what's are the units? So actually the unit data type is an unsigned integer, meaning its value must be non-negative. There is also an in data type for signed integer. So in Solidity, unit is actually an alias for unit 256, a 256 bit unsigned integer. You can declare units with fewer bits, unit 8, unit 16, unit 32, and etc. So basically I will show you, when you have to store data, you have to state the what are the units type in Solidity. There are everywhere units are written, and this states the actually types of signed integers. So data types of signed integers. So basically units are very popular in Solidity languages, and we will discuss about very explainable way in next some classes. So now let's come to the assignments. So I will assign you some tasks like visit the DAP University YouTube channel and watch Solidity tutorial. So it's a YouTube channel which is masters in some brilliant courses like Solidity and different types of. So I learned various things from here. So I'm just showing you. Wait a second. What's the DAP? So this is the DAP University YouTube channel. So you have to go here. You have to go to the playlists, and you have to access. So you have to go to the Solidity, Master Solidity. So there are various Solidity lessons in the DAP University channel. So you have to learn Solidity classes. There you have to learn some basic Solidity classes. And if you learn so basically here is the intro to Solidity. So let's talk about intro to Solidity. These are the classes: intro to Solidity programming language, Solidity for beginners, Solidity crash course, Solidity step by step. So I will teach you what Solidity and how programming works. So if you want to learn and or some good content, you can visit. So here is the assignment. So you have to come here and learn from watch a YouTube channel, and I will ask some questions in next some classes. So this is the assignments in which you have to so this is the actually end of this session. So it's just introduction of Solidity lesson. So we will learn about different things. What are the contracts, how we can implement various applications and different things. So now come on to the Solidity website. So I told you about coin market cap. Go there and tap the Ethereum. So here you can see the source code of Ethereum. Here you can see source code of Ethereum. Here is the SRC. Here are the total programming language of any. These are written in Go actually. To go to the Solidity, these are the source code of actually the Ethereum, and you can learn various things from here. Here the source code of Solidity, also the smart contract programming language. So basically Ethereum source codes are various consist of various things like the web3.py and py.gate Ethereum 2.0. I will explain you Ethereum 2.0 about in next some classes. So now come on to the website like Ethereum. Now see the prices 2492, and I am here for showing you the white paper actually. So this is the white paper. So actually Ethereum white paper are written on the website itself, and you can note like the Satoshi Nakamoto development of Bitcoin tools and often been highlighted as radical development. So it's the history of Ethereum blockchain are come after the Bitcoin. So I will just show you the how you can see white paper and source codes and different things, and you can learn Solidity from here also. The Ethereum website, you can see what is Ethereum and Ethereum 2.0, what is Ether, and different thing like that. If you go on to developer, go on to the tutorials here, you will learn about different ERC20 contract walkthrough. You can go here and you can watch how ERC20 token are written. So the interface are written, wallet metamask, etherscan.io. So I show you what etherscan is. So actually, it's a block explorer of Ethereum coin. Can watch here how much Ethereum are transacting, and the Ether price and market cap and transactions are happening time to time. The hash rates and different miner Ether. So basically, Etherscan is the Ethereum blockchain explorer. So you can learn ERC20 various things here in developer in Ethereum website. So I will explain different like create a deploy and a DeFi app. You will learn here various things. These are developed by developers of Ethereum. So you can see here are remix tutorials, eth.build tutorials, and you can make games here. You can learn how to make game on decentralized thing like blockchain. The blockchain games are different than any other game. Basically, it's different. They're working on 2024 by 7. So you can learn various things. You can see here there are various things consisting here, various things. So you can learn here. You can see testing ERC token with Waffle, a guide to a smart contract security tool, a smart contract security check, smart contract. There are different things. How to slider to various things. Solidity and truffle country. We will learn about solidity and truffle or different frameworks. How you can develop. And I'm showing you just the ID. Actually, it's a online ID of solidity language. You can see like remix. I showed you in some previous classes like what remix is. It's an online ID for Ethereum development or smart contracts development. So basically, it's the same as different ID integrated development environment, but it's online, and you can develop different smart contracts or different application based on Ethereum on the remix ID. So it's a basically it's a slow, but you can if your internet is fast, you can learn. So here is the Solidity. You can write any other programming any other Solidity things in here. You can debug your program. You can use GitHub and gist and so on IPFS. We will learn about these things in different classes. You can change the version. You can change the version. Actually, we can change here various things like you can compile, and this is the the remix are used in this time. Very developer are using the remix in for developing Ethereum. So that's it. We will learn about different things in next some classes. You can see here Ethereum is dipping. So you can talk like there are lots of modifiers you can use in Solidity language. So modifiers can be used to easily change the behavior of functions and defined using the modifier keyword, and modifiers can only be applied to function. So basically, why we use modifiers? So I'm gonna give you an example in Solidity code. Before that, I will explain to you. So modifier is a thing. Modifier is a as a function and behavior changing. You can say. So you can use modifier when we have to change the function behavior. Like I will show you by the example. You can say. So yeah. So here is the thing. I'm just wait a second. I'm just deleting. So wait a sec. So basically, this is the simple arithmetic program we have seen in previous classes. Why we use public pure returns. So public is the visibility keyword, and pure when we don't want modifying the function, so we use pure. It returns the result or output. You can say. So this is the basic. You can say arithmetic, and thing I'm gonna compile this. Yeah, I'm gonna compile this. So yeah, it's compiled. So basically in this program I am just did that. I assign string a unit b, and the string name is sum and product, and I assign sum as a underscore a plus underscore b, and product is equal to underscore a into underscore b. So I will give the input, and it will return the output in the form of sum and product.
So just go to the deploy section. I will choose account, any other account you can choose, and I just deployed. So basically here's the sign, it's deployed, here's the sign. So when you go to the this thing, it you have to expand this. So it asks the underscore a input, I will give 2, and then it will ask underscore b input, which is you can put any other integer number you can say. So when you call the, it will give the underscore sum is 4, underscore product is 4. So this is the thing you can say, this is the output of the program. So this is just a basic functions using Solidity. So I'm just give you a thing like when we wait a second. Yeah, so this is the program we have written earlier. So I will explain what's this program about. So the constructor, we will discuss about constructor in some next slides. So I'm just explaining some other thing like we the constructor used because I have to create a honor before the function. So honor is equal to message dot sender. So why I use honor is equal to message dot sender? So when will I execute this program? So the first here is the address. So when I used a first address or first you can say when I use this account, so the honor will be the first this account. So whenever I use second address, this will not execute. So it will wait a second, not working. So it will just assign the honor as a you can say a message. So it will assign the honor as a message dot sender. So when whoever the send the message, whoever the first account sender, it will assign as a automatically honor. Constructor will do for us. Now come on to the address. So address will be the honor. So yeah, here is the thing. So before using this thing, we write this address is equal to address honor. So whenever you write address honor, so this will tell the that whichever address we use, the honor will be this address. So let's take example like we use this address, then we have to like we know that it will assign the honor to this account. So whenever you use the second account, it will not execute. So now come into this program. Yeah, and now the we use modifier. So here is the thing, we use modifier keyboard, and the name of the modifier you can put any other normal different types of name, you can use any other names. And we used require as the modifier statement, then message dot sender is equal to honor, we assign honor as a message dot sender. Now we have to use that in function we have to put the only honor instead of pure. So pure is the modifier when we don't have to modify, we use pure. So when we have to modify the function, we use only the modifier name here. So here is the thing. So we use constructor address honor and this modifier thing to assign the account as a honor. So you will understand in next some classes like why we did this, and the modifier are the very important thing in some decentralized applications and different smart contracts. So from that we just have to deploy this thing. So first we have to compile. So it is giving some warning, doesn't matter, you just do on the deploy things. So it will give, so yeah, it will, you have to expand. So we use this account, the first one, and we are, wait a second, why it's not working. Yeah, so we will, okay, the internet is not working actually. Yeah, actually the remix, you can say remix is the online editor, and it takes sometimes it takes some time to did the thing. Yeah, so here the thing, you have to compile, the version is 0.6.3. It gives some warning, we just have to so yeah, we use first account as the our deployment, and we go to the address. We have to expand this. We just go to the underscore a. We have to assign the input, and we transact. Yeah, it gives here the here you can see status true transaction mine and execution success. So transactions has this, and the from, and this is the owner address. You can see this is the owner address, and the to this address it will give the transaction. So gas fees, transaction costs, and input are these. So whenever you put the input, it will comes in the form of the hash or hexadecimal numbers. So decoded input you can see, and this is the input, and here you can see this is the hexadecimal form of the input. Now you can see our program is deployed, and you can see sum is 4 and the product is 4, you can see, and the here the owner will be the this address. So whenever you use the different address, so let's think we use different address. Yeah, and we go to the different address. Wait a second. So when we use different address, yeah, you can see here transact to arithmetic perform error, VM error. You can see when we change the owner address, it will give the error in, you can see. So I changed, so we first use this address as our owner address, and in second I use this address. So whenever I change the address, so it didn't perform, it gives the error, and the our transactions not performed. You can see the transaction had been reverted to the initial state. The call function should be payable if you send value and the value you send should be less than your current balance. They get more. So this is the can expect in modifiers. So modifiers are thing in which you can change the behavior of function, and you can see the program. We will I will explain you modifier in different way in whenever develop the smart contracts or real world smart contracts. We will understand how modifiers work and different modifiers. So there are lots of modifiers in Solidity. We will discuss some modifiers in some next classes. So now moving on to the next topic, which is inheritance. So inheritance, so basically inheritance are a big thing in Solidity, you can say. Lots of inheritance are used in Solidities. There are you can use multiple inheritance in the Solidity as well. So inheritance is a way to extend functionality of a contract. Solidity supports both single as well as multiple inheritance, you can see. So these are the note you can think in Solidity, like a derived contract can access all non-private members, including internal methods and state variables, but using this is not allowed. So you can see we will discuss a derived contract can access all non-private members, including internal methods. So whenever you can see what we learn here, non-private members. We will discuss this thing. First, we have to discuss. So, function overriding is allowed providing function signature remains same. In case of difference of output parameters, completion will fail. So, function overriding is allowed providing function. So, you can override function in Solidity as well. So, we can call a super contract function using super keyword or using super contract name. We can also use the super contracts in Solidity. In case of multiple inheritance, function call using super gives preferred to most derived contracts. So when we move to this thing, so here you can see like uh, Solidity supports multiple inheritance including polymorphism. So we use polymorphism in Python and JavaScript also. So polymorphism means that a function call internal or external always executes the function of the same name. So it is possible to call function further up in the inheritance hierarchy internally by explicitly. So when a contract inherits from other contracts, only a single contract is created by the blockchain, and the code from all the base contract is compiled into the created contracts. So these are the thing you can derive. So here you can see we use contract name is owned, and here contract destructible is overriding the owned, which is you can see derived from another contract. So is the keyword which is used for deriving from another contract. So you can see that there is two contracts, and the name of this contract is on the first contract, which is called on. The second contract called is destructible, and the second contract destructible is owning the on by using the keyword is. So basically this is the method and Solidity we use. And then now there are different things in overriding and polymorphism are in Solidity. We will discuss the inheritance in details in next some classes, because this is the vast chapter and we have to discuss very more specifically in some classes. So when we will develop some smart contracts, we will discuss inheritance more in details. So it is still possible to call a specific overridden function. So in Solidity there are multiple, you can see here multiple inheritance is possible, and note that the owned is also a basic class of destructible. So the owned is the first contract. You can see here the owned is the first contract, the second contract is the destructible, and yeah, so the second contract is destructible, and the third contract is named. So named is named is the so named is inherited the owned, which is also called the destructible. So the destructive named is the owned is the base class of destructible, yet there is only a single instance of owned as per virtual inheritance. So in C++ inheritances are the same in this by using the virtual keywords. So you can see there is multiple inheritance is also possible here, you can see. So this is the thing. So there are some other function overriding there are. So constructor are the also the we will discuss constructor in next topic. So constructor are also in the inheritance, and there are multiple inheritance and in linearization. So inheriting different kinds of memory. So there are some other, like for multiple inheritance, the most derived base contract that define the same function must be specified explicitly after the override keyword. So here you can see the contract one is the base one, the contract two is the base two, and contract inherited is the base one and base two. So it is the inherited the base one, which is also the base two. So multiple inheritance are also possible like in C++. So now come on to the next chapter, like constructors. So basically constructors is a special function declared using constructor keyword. It is an optional function and used to initialize state variable of a contract. So before the introduction of the contracts, we will go to the this program. So here we use contract. So this is optional. You can use contract before the function. You can see here a contract is an optional function declared with the constructor keyword, which is executed upon contract creation. So the contract creation is here, like this is the contract creation. We use constructor here. So we use public as the visibility, and the we define honor to the message sender, and it constructed by the so whenever we initialize the function Solidity, we have to use so when we can use constructor, it is the optional thing. And if you not use the optional, it will you can see here sorry, you can see here we use constructor. So wait a second. Yeah, if there is no constructor, the contract will assume the default constructor, which is equivalent to constructor public. So if you do not if there is no constructor here, you can see there is no constructor here, so it will automatically take the constructor as a public. So constructor function can be either public or internal. So you can see here we use constructor keyword as the whenever we want to create a constructor thing. So you can see so after the constructor has run, the final code of the contract is deployed to the blockchain. So basically this is the initialization of the entire code. So the program initialization from here. So you can see deployed so the contract is applied to the blockchain. the final code of the contract before the constructor has run. So after the constructor has run, so the deployment of the code costs additional gas linear to the length of the code. So we will discuss this thing. So contractor can have only one constructor. So sorry, the contract can have only one constructor. So whenever we use here the contract constructor, we can't use the another constructor. So there is only one constructor in the contract. Now the contract code is executed once when a contract is created and it is used to initialize contract state. So the contract is created before the after the sorry the constructor is created after the contract and it is initialized by the constructor. So after the constructor code executed, the final code is deployed to blockchain. After the constructor code executed, the final code is deployed to the blockchain. This code include public function and code reachable through public functions. So constructor code or any internal method used by only by the constructor are not included in final code. So this is taking as the complex thing. So I just introduce you the constructor. We will discuss in different thing. So constructor can be either public or internal. You can here you can see either public or internal. Yeah. Oh yeah. So internal constructor marks the contract as abstract. Yeah. In case no constructor is defined, a default constructor is present in the contract. I discussed you. If you do not, if there is no contract will assume the default constructor, which is equivalent to constructor public, which is this. So if there is no constructor in contract A, it will automatically take the constructor as a public. So this is the thing about the constructor. We will discuss more about constructor in next some classes. Now coming to the next slide, which is libraries. So yeah, so libraries are similar to contracts but are mainly intended for reuse. So library is the thing in most of the languages. Library is the thing we use for reusable. Whenever we use code, whenever we want to reuse the code, we use libraries as default thing, or you can say libraries are the main thing in any programming language which can reduce the most complex part, which is writing the code again and again. So it can be reusable, mainly intended for reuse. You can see here a library contains function which other contracts can call, and Solidity have certain restrictions on use of library. So library function can be called directly if they do not modify the state. That means pure or view function only can be called from outside the library. So pure are the library you can see for using when we don't want to modify pure. So library cannot be destroyed as it is assumed to be stateless. A library cannot have a state variables. A library cannot inherit any element. A library cannot be inherited. So yeah. So when we use here, you can see we will discuss things. So here you can see we use library mathlib, and these are the thing. So state struct is the special type of, you can say, data variable which is used in library. I am showing you the medium. You can see medium blog which is written by Gene Kabler. This is the very popular you can say the blog on the library. So define a library and variable allowed. So you define library contract with the keyword library. You can see library and the library name instead of the traditional contract. So whenever we want to use the library, we use library as the keyword instead of contract. So in orthodox method we use contract here, but in the library, whenever you want to library, you use the library, we have to use the library as a keyword. So just declare library under the pragma solidity. So pragma solidity here, this is the version, and the library here, this is the library name. So you can see the struct enum or constant variable declaration function definition with block. So a struct enum are the you can say variable declaration in library we use. So yeah, here you can see struct is using are using sorry struct is using here for we define a new struct data type that will be used to hold its data in the calling contract. Whenever you use the library thing, we use struct enum and the enum or constant as a special type of data type which is used in library. So here you can see and whenever we use library, there are some other thing like benefits of library we can see. So usability, function in a library can be used by many contracts. If you have many contracts that have some common code, they can deploy that common code as a library. So there are different types of contracts, but codes are common. You can use as a library, deploy as a library in Solidity. So the second thing is economical. Deploying a common code as a library will save gas. So in Solidity there is a problem with occurs again and again, which is the gas fee. So we have to figure out how we can reduce the gas fee. So library is the main deployment method. We can use library as the economical way for deploying any common code in Solidity. So here you can see deploying common code as library will save gas, as gas depends on the size of the contracts too. As I discussed that size, the more the size of the contract is, the more the gas fee is. So using a base contract instead of library to split the common code won't save gas, because in Solidity inheritance works by copying code. So economical, why we use economical word? Because library are used for the reusable code. We can say multiple contracts are in, we can write multiple contracts used by the library keyboard. So now third one is like good add-ons. So Solidity libraries can be used to add members functions to data types. For instance, things of libraries like the standard libraries or package that you can use in other programming language to perform complex math operation on numbers. So here you can see we use library mathly. This is the special type of library and struct the data types in library function library. And here you can see unt pi, unt phi, unt tau, unt omega, unt imaginary, unt euler lab. These are the library you can see variables we use, if we can use in the whenever we want to perform a math thing in Solidity. So these are the thing basically we use library. Now let's talk about the last thing, which is importing smart contracts. So there are two ways a contract can be created in Solidity. Like they can be created from outside by a creator, or a developer who is deploying the contract, or a user that is interacting with a D app, which is decentralized application which deploys the contract on their behalf. So they can be also created by another smart contract. So there here is the two ways of contract created in Solidity. Now come on to the remix Solidity. Here you can see we are using import daughter contract.sol. So this contract name is mom contract, and here we are importing the daughter contract.sol, which is another file. So here is the file daughter contract, and in mom contract we use daughter contract and .sol for the import. So whenever we want to create a contract and we want to import the other contract, we can use the daughter contract.sol as a method for importing the file. So these are the things in Solidity which is important before learning anything. So importing smart contracts are the, you can say here's the blog which is familiar. You can say the best example of importing another file in the another Solidity file. So you can see here the daughter contract. I explained you why we can import the another contract in another contract. So we can use open Zeplan Solidity contracts in other there are different types of porting methods. We can discuss about these things in some classes in details. So in next classes we will discuss about another things like error and exceptions and different things.
So actually, Hyperledger is a global enterprise blockchain that offers the necessary framework, standards, guidelines, and tools to build open source blockchain and related application for use across various industries. So actually, these definitions, many on the internet, these definitions are a little bit complex. I will tell you the real definition of the Hyperledger thing. So the Hyperledger project was created in December 2015 by the San Francisco, California-based Linux Foundation. It started with 30 members firms and has grown to more than 120 member companies today. So actually, there are different thinking and different you can say different thoughts on the Hyperledger thing, different definitions on Hyperledger things. So it's just a open source project. You can say it's an open source project And the thing is like Hyperledger is global enterprise blockchain project. So actually it's a framework, you can say. So Hyperledger projects include a variety of enterprises ready permission blockchain platforms. So where network participants are known to one another and therefore have any intrinsic interest in participating in their consensus making process. So there are different things. So actually so you can say Hyperledger is a type of umbrella. It's a open umbrella. Under the Hyperledger umbrella, a business can apply various modular blockchain solutions and services to significantly improve the performance of their operations and the efficiency of their business process. So actually, you can say it's a type of a company which provide the solution or the framework or the resources, you can say. And the different types of companies, different real world type of companies go there and ask for the resources, and Hyperledger Foundation give them to the so Hyperledger Foundation take to the resources and the frameworks or different tools, and the companies make their website or their company infrastructure on the basis of the Hyperledger framework. So basically, it's a solutions thing. Like if you want to make a blockchain based and a blockchain based any company or any website or anything related to blockchain, you can go to the Hyperledger framework and you can build different types of different things on the blockchain. So Hyperledger is an open source community focused on developing a suite of stable frameworks, I told you, and tools and libraries for permission enterprises grade blockchain deployments. So I will repeat this, like Hyperledger is an open source community focused on developing a suite of stable frameworks, tools, and libraries for permission enterprise grade blockchain deployments. So it is a global collaboration hosted by the Linux Foundation and includes member organizations that are leaders in finance, banking, Internet of Things, supply chains, manufacturing, and technology. Different types of technology. So I will repeat this thing also, that like it is a global foundation. It's a global collaboration, and this entire thing is hosted by the Linux Foundation. So Hyperledger is created by the Linux Foundation. So there are different types of companies are supporting this. So it created in 2015 December and in San Francisco, California based Linux Foundation. So in initiated phase, it was 30 members firms and has grown to more than 120 members companies right now. So it's a huge company and it's a huge technology behind the blockchain development thing. So basically, let's take example, like if you want to make blockchain based any company or any application or anything related to blockchain, you go to the Hyperledger website and choose your framework as per your requirement, and just use their resources or tools or technology or different things on the Hyperledger website, and you can deploy your idea or your thing on the Hyperledger based on the Hyperledger. So it's a very important thing. So you know that it's created in 2015 in San Francisco. So let's go to the who created this. So it's a global collaboration hosted by the Linux Foundation and includes member organizations that are leaders in finance, actually banking, Internet of Things, supply chains, manufacturing, and technology. So it is a global collaboration. So let's take example like some of the people around the world together came together. There are lots of people who are richer and financially came together and made a technology called Hyperledger. It's a framework. So you used in different type of programming, like in Python you used Django, and there are different library. In Solidity you use Truffle. In blockchain we can use the Hyperledger as a framework. So there are different type of company came together. So it's a Linux Foundation, you can say, and includes member owners and data leaders in finance, banking, Internet of Things, supply chains, manufacturing, and technology. So Hyperledger is a global collaboration that includes leading businesses from the field of finance, Internet of Things, and different sectors. They include big names like Bosch, Daimler, IBM, Samsung, Microsoft, Hitachi, American Express, JP Morgan, and Visa, in addition to host of the blockchain-based startup like Blackforce and Consensus. So there are huge companies around the world came together and made this project happen. So right now, the entire project is backed by these companies like Bosch, Daimler, IBM. You can say IBM also very much support the Hyperledger or blockchain technology. It's backed by different types of companies around the world, different sector leader companies like IBM, Bosch, Samsung, Microsoft. These are the sector leader company. Know that. So now come to the what actually is this. So Hyperledger is not an organization. So I'm giving you something different. Like, so the most of the people know that they confuse that what is Hyperledger, cryptocurrency, is this a blockchain or is this a different type of anything? So it's not a cryptocurrency network. It's not an organization or not a blockchain system. It does not support any cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. But it works by providing the necessary infrastructure and standards for developing various blockchain-based systems and applications for industrial use. Think of Hyperledger as a hub where various individual blockchain-based projects and tools that adhere to its defined design philosophy operate under its umbrella. So you can say that it's an umbrella consists of different frameworks, and you can go there, use the Hyperledger technology or different framework. You can make your own project or own company based on the Hyperledger things. I told you that it's a framework, it's a technology where you, if you want to make a channel or a network or a blockchain or a cryptocurrency based on the blockchain, you can go there. You have to note this. If you want to make any technology based on the blockchain, then you can go there. It's a technology which made another technology based on the blockchain. So it's an umbrella foundation, you can say. It consists of different types of things on the Hyperledger. So you can come to the purpose of Hyperledger creation. Actually, we have to know that, like, yeah, told you what actually is this. It's not a cryptocurrency. You have to take in your mind that it's not a cryptocurrency. It's not a blockchain system, but it can make cryptocurrency and blockchain system. So it's a framework. You have to know this. It's a framework, or it's a technology, or it's a platform which can make cryptocurrency and blockchain, or based on cryptocurrency and blockchain, different types of platform, like different websites, different applications, different explorer, and different things. So I will tell you these things, how can you make, and various things in next some classes. So what is the purpose of Hyperledger creation? So why people came together and created? So Hyperledger was set up with the aim of accelerating industry-wide collaboration for developing high performance and reliable blockchain and distributed ledger based technology framework that could be used across the various industry sectors to enhance the efficiency, performance, and transaction of the various business process. So right now we use Ethereum as the platform for blockchain-based platform. So basically, if you want to make any token or any other things, you can go to the Ethereum and you can make different types of blockchain. So different types of smart contracts. But in the Hyperledger, there are many frameworks, there are many another platform, there are many layers where you can use these layers as for your requirements related to a blockchain development. So it consists of very different types of technology. So I will tell you that so what are the difference between Hyperledger or Ethereum? It's a little bit same, you can say, but it's not the same. Since there is no straightforward or right answer to this question, actually, we'll confront the Ethereum versus Hyperledger debate by discussing in length about their features to understand their differences and unique advances, actually. So what is Ethereum? So I will tell you again. Ethereum is a public, distributed, and decentralized computing platform that was primarily designed for executing smart contracts. Since it is a decentralized platform, each participant or node in the network has access to the same copy. You know that same copy of the blockchain network. So whenever a new block is added to the Ethereum blockchain, it will add it to the universal copy that exists with all individual nodes in the network. You know that this is consensus algorithm, as you know. So Ethereum runs on the virtual network called the EVM or Ethereum virtual machine. You already know that in Ethereum, each node has to pay gas fee as the cost of each transaction. I told you these things. They carry out on the network. So this gas is paid in Ether, Ethereum native utility token cryptocurrencies. So this is Ethereum. This is the basic definition of Ethereum. Now come to the what is Hyperledger. So Hyperledger is an open source
blockchain project developed and hosted by the Linux Foundation. So, however, it's a global collaboration among leading companies, you know, that across finance, banking, and IoT technology and different manufacturing industries. So it's a permission blockchain framework designed for developing customizable blockchain applications to cater to specific business needs. So you get this? If you want to make your own customizable blockchain based different platform or different application or different websites, you can use the Hyperledger. So since Hyperledger was developed keeping in mind the needs of organization, it has a modular architecture and functions as a plug and play framework that allows to enterprise to customize blockchain actually. So blockchain applications. So according to their unique needs, Hyperledger comprises a host of tool and project that promise to deliver high scalability, confidentiality, and resilience. So what is the difference in their core feature? If you take you to the Hyperledger versus Ethereum, so purpose, you can say both Ethereum and Hyperledger were designed and developed with a unique purpose. Ethereum was developed with the sole purpose of running smart contracts on EVM for the mass consumption of decentralized applications. And Hyperledger, however, was designed to facilitate the creation of cross-platform or cross-industry blockchain tools and applications. So its primary purpose is to encourage seamless collaboration between business and developers working with the distributed ledger technology. So it is a highly flexible in the sense that you can customize your blockchain app and also choose the parties that can see and access the transaction. So you can say mode of accessibility are like Ethereum is a permission-free public blockchain platform, so anyone can download the Ethereum framework, participate in Ether mining, and also see the and access the transaction occurring on it. So unlike Ethereum, Hyperledger maintains strict control over accessibility. Only authorized member can access and use the Hyperledger. You get it? Hyperledger maintains strict control over accessibility. You have to note this line like strict control over accessibility. So only authorized member can access and use the Hyperledger platform and tools. Only authorized member. So each participant must obtain permission to join the Hyperledger network. This prevents external parties from accessing valuable information and making alterations to the network. So no, not everyone can go there and make some or seek and different data. You have to take permission from the Hyperledger before taking to the data protection and different defenses. So coming to the confidentiality, since Ethereum is a public network, does not work on the concept of permissions. It is entirely transparent, which means that all the transactions recorded on the blockchain network are both visible to and accessible by every peer. So contrary to Ethereum, Hyperledger is a permissions blockchain platform, which means that it is highly secure. It's highly secure. It's as you know, it's a permissions blockchain. If you go to the Hyperledger, you have to take the permission before coming to the Hyperledger platform. So it's a highly secure. All the transactions occurring on the network are only visible to the people who are authorized to access them. So give it a second chance that all the transactions occurring on the network are only visible to people who are authorized to access them. So thus, if you wish to access any specific resources on the Hyperledger network, you must obtain permission to access it. So what are the programming language you using by these two? So Ethereum uses high level programming language like Ruby, JavaScript, Python, Kotlin, C++, Go, and TypeScript. However, to write smart contracts, Ethereum uses Solidity, which is a contract-oriented programming language. So in Hyperledger, smart contracts or chain code is mostly written in Java or Golang language. You have to note this. In Hyperledger, smart contracts or chain code is mostly written in Java or Golang languages. So these are the things these are very important thing. These are the important introduction. So now coming to the cryptocurrency, native cryptocurrency. If you want to know that Ethereum has an inbuilt or native token called Ether, you know that these participants can mine Ether by paying gas. Unlike Ethereum, Hyperledger has no cryptocurrency. It involves no mining of the cryptocurrency. This helps to fix the scalability issue of the network. So thereby enabling it to handle high transaction rate that further automate business deal made across the network. So Ethereum versus Hyperledger, when to use which? If you want to know when to use which, so you can use Ethereum when, you have to note this, you can use Ethereum when you wish to develop public out of the box application. With Ethereum, anyone can create a node and each node on the network will possess a copy of the blockchain. So it's a type of blockchain. Ethereum is a type of blockchain which uses by different types of people. Anyone can use this if they have computers. So you prefer a community led by blockchain developer. Unlike Hyperledger, which is a controlled by centralized company, Ethereum is enhanced and improved by developers all around the world. So it's a open source. It's not consist any centralized department on centralized based system. So you are comfortable working with a third party open source tools packages. Since Ethereum is an open source platform, most of the tools used for developing Ethereum dApps rely on third party open source projects. These are the definition of Ethereum. Now coming to the, you can use Hyperledger when you wish to develop a B2B application, business to business applications. Hyperledger was explicitly designed to cater to B2B requirements and needs. So it is a perfect tool for developing B2B projects, since many businesses are unwilling to keep their private data on public blockchain platform. So there are some criteria in which public company doesn't want to unreveal their data. So they use Hyperledger as a B2B system applications. So if you wish to define your unique blockchain infrastructure in Hyperledger projects, you can define the underlying infrastructure of the blockchain, right from consensus algorithm to which nodes can decrypt which block on the network. The high level of flexibility allows business to customize their blockchain applications according to their needs. So you are comfortable using in-house tools supposed by top companies. All Hyperledger tools are backed by the Linux Foundation along with the companies like IBM and SAP. So I will tell you their various projects under Hyperledger. Before that, to conclude this topic, like what to use Ethereum and Hyperledger, so come with their unique advantage that come in handy for different business scenarios and challenges. So you choose to work with these two tools based on the requirements of your blockchain projects. So there is a rise in there is a rise in blockchain projects in these time. Various community, various projects, various countries are involving in this Hyperledger or in this blockchain system. So there are various use of these things. So now coming to the various projects under Hyperledger. So these are the projects under Hyperledger. These are, you can say, frameworks under Hyperledger. So this is Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Cactus, Hyperledger X, Hyperledger Grid, Hyperledger Iroha, Besu, Avalon, Aries, Ursa, Transact, Burrow, Caliper, Sawtooth, Indy, Quilt. These are the main Hyperledger frameworks, you can say. So coming to the Hyperledger Fabric, it's a platform for building various blockchain-based products, solution, and application for business use. So this is used for building various blockchain-based products, solutions, and applications for business use. Now coming to the Hyperledger Celo, where it's Celo. I didn't write this Celo. Fabric, Explore, Transact, or Survey, Subaru. So the Celo is not here. So there is different types of any platform. So what is Celo? So Hyperledger Celo allows blockchain to be used through an on-demand as a service deployment model, blockchain as a service. So it's a BAS-based service. You will know that what is BASS. Right now, I'm just giving you the simple definition. So Hyperledger Explorer, you want to know, it's a dashboard utility that allows for the monitoring, searching, and maintenance of the blockchain development and relative data. So now coming to the Hyperledger Borrow. So it's a permission Ethereum smart contracts blockchain node that handles transactions and executes smart contracts code on the Ethereum virtual machine. Now coming to the Hyperledger Sawtooth. So it's a enterprise level permission modular blockchain platform that uses an innovative proof of elapsed time consensus algorithm. So it's a different types of proof of elapsed time consensus algorithm. It's a different. It's used different types of algorithm like called proof of elapsed time consensus algorithm. Now coming to the Hyperledger Caliper.
So HyperLedger Caliper is a blockchain benchmark tool that is used to evaluate the performance of a specific blockchain implementation. So these are the projects HyperLedger. We will discuss these things in next some classes. But right now, so on all such projects under the HyperLedger umbrella follow the design methodology that supports a modular and extensible approach. So these projects are very scalability, very useful. So if you come to the this thing, like if you go to the hyperledger website, you can see here there are different types of projects. I will show you, like, where is this? Yeah, you can see here there is a hyperledger abalone, besu, bora, cactus, caliper, cello, explorer. If you want to if you want to open hyperledger fabric, you can go to the hyperledger fabric. You can see here, build your first network, get the code, build your first network. So you can use this, like if you want to, you can build your first network here. I'm giving you just an introduction how you can see these things. So this is Hyperledger Fabric classes or tutorial, where you can see how we can begin the Hyperledger Fabric based applications or based solutions. These are the things, like before you begin, before you can run the test network, you need to install Fabric samples in an environment. So follow the instructions. So these are the tutorial, you can say, if you want to use different types of hyperledger based platform or frameworks, you can use the hyperledger fabric. So there are other, you can see here that it's a tutorial. Running a test network tutorial helps you understand how fabric network works. So if you want to open this, if you open this, it's running a test network, so it's the same. So these are the things we can learn. So it's a hyperledger cello. So it's a hyperledger cello aims to serve the operational dashboard for blockchain, which reduce the efforts required for creating, managing, and using blockchain. Besides, it can also be used to facilitate creating blockchain as a service. So I told you that we can use hyperledger as a different perspective, different type, different things. So these are, you can learn here, you can use here, you can participate here. As this is a open source, you can also participate, and you can also learn and use. It's a simple class. You can see here the definition. Hyperledger is an open source community focused on developing a suite of stable framework tools and libraries for enterprise grade blockchain deployments. It serves as a neutral home for various distributed ledger framework, including Hyperledger Fabric, Sawtooth, Indy, as well as tools like Hyperledger Caliper and libraries like Hyperledger USA. So these are the frameworks, or these are the, you can say, sub frameworks of Hyperledger, sub technology of Hyperledger, which you can use for the development of your business or your applications. So this is the introduction classes. I will tell you in next some classes. It will take some time of the introduction classes, like architecture, consensus, and different types of platforms, Hyperledger. So it's just a first class of Hyperledger.